Shadows are calling, the curtain is drawn. How far we have fallen, I'm out on the run. Live in the violence, die by the sword. Deep in the fire, that's where darkness is born. Haunting my dreams, I see the signs. The darkness arise, I watch it all fall. I watch it all fall. I watch it all fall. I watch it all. We swore on our honor, and the light turned to black. We fight to the ending, there's no turning back. Live in the violence, die by the sword. Deep in the fires, that's where darkness is born. Haunting my dreams, I see the sign. Let darkness arise, I watch it all fall. I watch it all fall. I watch it all. I watch it all fall. Haunting my dreams, I see the signs. Let darkness arise, I watch it all. I watch it all fall.
And if you wanna be a millionaire, your own form of superhero, have matters in your own hands, and get away from all the zeros. Will you listen to the plan, and all that it demands? Well, here's your chance. Focus on the good things, nothing on the bad. Forget all your needs, focus on the task. Now are you ready for it? Now are you ready for it? And they say you're a long shot, maybe you should pass. Well, look down at yourself, show them what you have. Now are you ready for it? Now are you ready for it? And if you believe in all that you see, there ain't no way that it stops with a dream. Stops with a dream. And if you wanna be a millionaire, your own form of superhero, have a house in a center square, and hear your name when the wind blows. Will you listen to the plan, and all that it demands? I say again, focus on the good things, nothing on the bad. Forget all your needs, focus on the task. Now are you ready for it? Now are you ready for it? And they say you're a long shot, maybe you should pass. Well, look down at yourself, show them what you have. Now are you ready for it? Now are you ready for it? And if you believe in all that you see,
Trying not to hit the wall with my conscience. Take me out, take me over like a light switch. Anxiety had me stripped in defenseless. I'm about to crawl on my knees, I'm so religious. I need a minute to breathe. I'm just waiting to see you. Looking like, baby, come get the keys, making me a believer. Looking like, I need a minute to breathe. I'm just waiting to see you. Looking like, baby, come get the keys, making me a believer. Looking like, busting out, we're falling off the wagon. Sweet relief, get you caught up in the passion. Take you there more than you could ever imagine. Head out the window, flying through the fast lane. I need a minute to breathe. I'm just waiting to see you. Looking like, baby, come get the keys, making me a believer. Looking like, I need a minute to breathe. I'm just waiting to see you. Looking like, baby, come get the keys, making me a believer. Looking like.
Yeah. Ay. Skirt. Ay. Skirt. Ay. I might just get a little crazy for the one time. I might just link up with little baby cause she's so fine. She be penny picture, she a whole dime. And don't forget to get her watch because it's my time. I might just get a little crazy for the one time. I might just link up with little baby cause she's so fine. Yeah, she be penny picture, she a whole dime. And don't forget to get her watch because it's my time. And yeah, it's my time, I guess that's alright. She always tell me when she see me that it's on sight. I might just pull a Stevie Wonder cause I don't fight. And I might just take her down for the one night. I might get a little crazy for the one time. Yeah, I might link up with little baby cause she's so fine. Yeah, she be penny picture, she a whole dime. And don't forget to get her watch cause it's my time. Yeah, I might get a little crazy for the one time. And I might link up with little baby cause she's so fine. But she be penny picture, she a whole dime. And don't forget to get her watch because it's my time. No love boat though, don't like the showboat. My life be moving too fast for the slow-mo. And yeah, I got it, I won't pay you for a promo. That money going up and down like a yo-yo. I do my money dance, I know I'm what they crave. I walk around fresh to death like I just left the grave. My diamonds really yellow like they lemonade. Cause I've been really getting paid on the center stage. I might get a little crazy for the one time. Yeah, I might link up with little baby cause she's so fine. Yeah, she be penny picture, she a whole dime. And don't forget to get her watch cause it's my time. Yeah, I might get a little crazy for the one time. And I might link up with little baby cause she's so fine. But she be penny picture, she a whole dime. And don't forget to get her watch because it's my time. Yeah, I get a little crazy for the one time. Yeah, I might link up with little baby cause she's so fine. Yeah, she be penny picture, she a whole dime. And don't forget to get her watch cause it's my time. Yeah, I might get a little crazy for the one time. And I might link up with little baby cause she's so fine. But she be penny picture, she a whole dime. And don't forget to get her watch because it's my time. Yeah, hey, yeah, because it's my time. Yeah, hey, yeah, hey, because it's my time. Yeah, hey, yeah, because it's my time. Yeah, hey, because it's my time. Yeah.
System. All right, let's do this.
Once there was a hunter who saw what others could not. With a magic case in her backpack, She roamed with wild abandon into the great unknown. Her gaze, inescapable, her reflexes, lightning fast. When armies swarmed, she went through. With eyes open wide, hands steady, holding, watching, capturing everything in sight.
The Crucial Pro DDR5 RAM kit comes with a sleek, modern look that will complement any build. But aesthetics aside, it's the performance that really matters. So let's dive into it. The default JEDEC timings are 46, 45, 45, but it does come with 2 XMP and Expo settings for those looking for a little more performance. With XMP 3.0 Profile 1, you can push the speed up to 5600 megatransfers per second. If you prefer a slightly lower speed but tighter timings, Profile 2 offers 5200 megatransfers per second at 42, 42, 42 timings. We've run some benchmarks and stress tests to give you an idea of how it performs. In general, dropping the speed and tightening the timings with the second XMP/Expo profile yielded better results for us on our test system. Paired with a Ryzen 7800X 3D, we saw anywhere from a 1 to 5% performance bump depending on workloads. All in all, the Crucial Pro DDR5 64GB RAM kit by Micron is a fantastic choice for first-time builders and enthusiasts alike.
You were right, Kate. My sister is gone. There's only Jinx now.
I want to tear that laugh from her throat forever.
I'm ready.
To return peace to this city, you must declare martial law.
Topside is the real enemy. You have the chance to rally the Undercity together. You're a symbol. So what are you planning?
Watch it all burn.
You felt it, haven't you?
The arcane is waking up.
Sometimes taking a leap forward means leaving a few things behind.
This has to end.
Then stop me.
Guys, welcome back. We're bringing you another tournament here. Crucial by Micron presents MidfailYT Community Clash, powered by Zodiac Gaming. It's me, Madness, alongside me, the best, one of the best casters around, Mr. Kaka. Kaka, what's up? How are you? How's it going?
I'm good, man. How are you? How has been your weekend?
Oh, it's been long. We've been waiting for these matches, and today it's India versus Pakistan. You know, it's one of the best clashes. Now it's in league, so it's hyped. It's hyped as usual.
Yeah, be it cricket or league, I think this match is going to deliver, and these two teams I think are the top two teams as well in the tournament already and so far as well. So let's see what happens. We will be jumping into event schedule right now to see how the action will unfold in the coming days. So the registration phase, of course, it's over 17 September. That's when it ended. Open qualifiers started 2 days ago. So main event, that's where we are at. Yesterday we had the clash between the former AOK and now Cow Gaming versus Stealth Flashlight. That's the Pakistan team, and Stealth Flashlight came out on top with a 2-1 victory, and that's how they find themselves here in the upper bracket semi-final against the reigning champions of Temple of Kings. Again, they have won the last two tournaments, and the grand final will be in 2 days time. That will be on Tuesdays, which will be a best of 5 as well. So today we are going to have the semi-final one. Tomorrow we will have the lower bracket matches coming up as well. And just looking at the prize pool here, Madness, 50,000 to the first place, second place is 25,000 INR, third is 15, and even the fourth place is going to get something in 10,000 rupees. So everything to play for all these teams. But if you finish in the top four, you are going home with some amount of cash in your pockets.
Yeah, 50k is not a small sum. It is a huge sum. And again, another 1 lakh prize pool tournament coming by this organization. And it's crazy to see that we're getting such good prize pools again and again continuously. And it's meticulous in the way they're giving it. And as you said, even fourth place getting 10k is not a joke. That is huge for how it's going. And we'll be seeing what's coming up for today. And today is going to be upper bracket semi-finals. It's upper bracket finals, sorry, between TOK and Steel, the flashlight. And as we said, TOK is Indian, STF is Pakistan, so it's going to be a clash of nations. Stealth Flashlight, and it's going to be a clash of nations over here. And I can't wait to see. Kaka, any predictions from your side?
Oh, so both these teams have players that I have played in the past. From the side of Stealth Flashlights, the mid laner Hammy, from the bot lane Zen and Kubeb. All three of them have been, former teammates of mine. These guys are really good. And just looking at the brackets really quickly, as you can see, Cow Gaming did start the quarterfinals pretty well, 2-0 against Ace Phoenix. But ended up losing yesterday 2-1 to the side of Stealth Flashlight. And Temple of Kings again against the Taiseng Warriors 2-0. They are running flawless so far. So let's see if there is any action that can unfold. I'm hoping for a 3-game series, as you said, prediction time. And I have some inside information that the main AD carry T-Berry might not be playing today for the side of TOK. So I am leaning towards the Pakistani side for this one in a very closely contested 2-1.
Damn, Kaka's come with that inside information, guys. Get your gamble on the way he's talking about it. He got that info. But does that mean that Angel's Lotus is going to be playing as the ADC?
Angel has been registered, but I believe he's in Germany, so I don't think he'll be playing the tournament at all. But TOK did pick up the ADC from AOK, former ADC T-Berry, and now he is having some connectivity issues as well, so I don't think he'll be playing. But we do have Riftmark coming in, and let's see if that makes a difference, because these teams are very closely contested, especially in the mid lane and the jungle, which is an anomaly because Black Infinity usually crushes his opponents.
And with that being said, we're gonna head right into that champ select. Already we see the Mord and Orianna ban from Stealth Flashlight. Temple Kings banning that Braum. And what would you like to see as a first pick here, Kaka, essentially?
Just talking about the bans for a bit, Mordekaiser Kiana is obviously targeted towards Cat bot. I would like to see a Syndra pickup or ban coming up pretty soon.
Yeah, and yeah, Akshaj did play that Kiana very well. I think he went 17 and 3 in some match that he played. He's been
Yeah,
crazy with this champion. He's known
yeah,
to
yeah,
carry pretty well on this champion.
yeah.
So that is a targeted ban definitely. And the Irelia ban for Temple of Kings.
Yeah, so
So
again,
they,
just short story here. Sorry to cut you off as well.
yeah, yeah.
Hammy, the mid laner coming out from the side of Stealth Flashlight, he is one of the meanest Irelia players that you'll ever see, honestly. He has killed a lot of people solo. So I think that's a great ban coming out from the side of Temple of Kings. Don't want to play against the Udyr as well, which was picked up yesterday by the side of Stealth Flashlight. So both these teams have done their homework, banning out the Braum as well. So that enables the engage supports, the Leona, the Nautilus, the Kratos has been making his name on these picks. So that's a very smart ban coming out. And talking about the picks, Kaisa first pick is very good, I feel. Zac against Nocturne. So this is one of the things that we can speak about as well. A lot of people believe that Zac can counter the Nocturne in terms of the engage that comes out from the side of Nocturne, but not a lot of people play Zac in the first place to counter that. So I think that's a great pick coming out as well from Stealth Flashlight.
Yeah, and we're gonna see the experience of the jungler of Stealth Flashlight if he can actually pull it off. It's definitely a good pick, but let's go see how he plays it. And the Yone coming out as their third pick. Interesting scenario with the Kai'Sa, Zac, Yone. This is already looking like a really good combo that way. On the other hand, TOK picking up the Seraphine and the Ashe in that bot lane. So they're going to be a hard CC duo over there, given how they operate, and it's going to be interesting how the team fights go. And this Nocturne should be looking to be going towards bot side, I think so, depending on how they play it out.
Yeah. Again, so far 3 picks in, I like what Stealth Flashlight have drafted for themselves. Kaisa, you generally need someone to go into the back line with her, and the Yone and the Zac provide exactly that against the very immobile pick coming out from the side of Temple of Kings, which is the Seraphine and Ashe. So you can dive those champions, and Yone, I think, is one of the better mid laners in the current patch. The Silas will get banned against Catbot. He is known to play a very great Silas. He's very efficient on that champion, but I am expecting a Syndra ban as well, and I would be very surprised if it doesn't come in, because I would assume from the side of Temple of Kings that they might pick that champion up as soon as it's left open. It's a good matchup into the Yone as well, and you can have a lot of priority for your Nocturne jungle to just farm up and get that level 6.
Yeah, true. And Akshay has played a lot of Syndra too, so honestly, I expect this to be a Syndra ban. If it's not, maybe Stealth Flashlight's going for something else. But can we talk about if the Syndra does get banned, what will Akshay be picking up? And it's not a Syndra ban; it is an Aatrox ban.
Yeah, so the Orianna's open again. He is hovering the Dyna, which I do not like in this match, especially against Zac. Zac can be so disruptive, and that does get locked in, so I'm going to assume that is going into the mid lane. And again, it's just a masterclass in draft coming out from the side of Stealth Flashlight so far, I have to say. The Shen and the Taric, again, you are just negating every engage and every backline threat that is coming out from the side of Temple of Kings so far. So yeah, I think one team is drafting really well right now, and the other team is just picking champions that they want to play.
Yeah, I think Temple of Kings are taking it a little casually and just going for trying to individual there instead of going for an overall proper team comp, right? Given that Stealth Flashlight, look at that, you're not almost never going to be able to touch this Kaisa in that back lane, given how they formed their comp over there. On the other hand, this Ashe can be jumped on very easily by the Zac. I can only see maybe the Nocturne going for the Kaisa, but the Kaisa can use her ult to just dash to a different champion and get out of there.
Yeah, and the Kaisa does make Zonya as well as her 3rd or 4th item. I know that's pretty late in the game, but that will be very crucial as well for her. You can get that item 3rd as well. I don't think that hurts too much, but again, Nashor's is one of the power spikes. Set will get logged in against the Shen. So again, like we spoke about, one team is drafting really well and the other is just testing out the waters, picking what they want, and see if they win this game, then the other second game and the third game will be very easy for them. And Just to correct myself as well, I see T-Berry is in the lobby as well, so I think he is going to play, and that might change the outcome of the game as well in what happens. Because now this is a very competitive 5v5 game, and the draft matters a lot, Madness.
Yeah, it does, especially at this level with how both the teams are on almost equal standing on how they play. Like, this is not an underdog versus the Goliath story here. This is both teams are really good. So yeah, it comes down to the draft at the end of the day. And as you say, Stealth Flashlight pulling off basically a masterclass with this draft. It is almost cinema the way they've gone. And T-Berry is going to be playing the ADC, but I don't know how much protection you can provide T-Berry here, given how you've drafted around for Temple of Kings. And so Temple of Kings going for more like a rank comp, in my opinion, of how they've drafted their situation. They're just going to be playing it around, seeing if they can actually take any advantages here. But I expect them, maybe if they lose this, they're going to get really, really serious with their draft in game 2, maybe. And Kaka, would you like to change any of your predictions, given that now we have T-Berry as the ADC for Temple of Kings?
I mean, drafts, speak a story as well of how the game is going to go as well, and especially when you have teams that match, each other role to role. So draft plays a big factor, and I feel like Stealth Flashlight have stolen the draft away pretty handily in this one. Especially with the champs that are coming in. I really like the Zac and Shen. They provide the necessary backline protection as well, especially the Shen, and the damage mixture as well coming in from the side of Kaisa, which will deal AP damage come the late game, and Yone as well, who does deal AP damage as well with his every second shot. So I think draft wise, I have to go with Stealth Flashlight for game 1 at least.
Yeah, as you said, the Stealth Flashlight pulling it out beneath pulling the rugs from the feet of Temple of Kings with this draft pick. I honestly don't know what Temple of Kings was thinking here, and they even targeted such good bans for the mid lane, right? They're forcing Akshas to play this Diana. Maybe he could have played that Syndra instead, but hey, his options were very limited given what they banned against him. And I honestly don't know what's in the mind of Temple of Kings at this point. Maybe they are just trying something out. Maybe they've discussed this kind of a comp before. Maybe it's worked for them before, maybe in some scrim or something. But honestly, yeah, I'm going to also be saying first game should be going to Stealth Flashlight if they play it well in the early game.
Yeah, and look, Temple of Kings have made us look fools, and they have made a lot of team look like fools as well with the drafts that they have gotten for themselves in previous tournaments as well. So you can never underestimate this team. Even if their draft might not look the best, that Dyna could just pop up and get 15 kills in the early game or mid game, and then you are just wondering what the hell happened. So having said that, yeah, Temple of Kings do look like they might be in some sort of deficit. Do let us know in the chat who you guys think won the draft as well. But yeah, going by just the draft, Stealth Flashlight have done a pretty good job in this one, and I'm pretty excited to see the series start already. So yeah.
Oh yeah, I am as excited as you, Kaka. This is going to be one hell of a series. It's going to be putting. I think this will, as you said, go to that third game there, right? It's going to go to maybe game 3 for this series, and this, as you know, is the upper bracket finals. This is going to give you a bit of an advantage and a bit of a breather for the grand finals, right? You're going to have some time in between. You can get to scout your opponents more for who you're going to be facing in the grand finals, right? So it is an advantage. This is for advantage for your final match, because even if you lose, you're not out. You go to the lower bracket, you're still going to have to still fight your way back to that grand final. So it's going to take some time there, and yeah, I don't think either team wants to lose this. But Temple of Kings, maybe, as you said, Akshas likes to go for that snowball kind of role, right? He tries to go with that Diana if he's not maybe winning, which he usually does win late. He goes for the roams, gets advantages there, gives other lanes pushes, so he comes back. So maybe this is maybe a comp designed for a team like TOK, I would say.
Yeah, you could say that. And again, like, the stakes are pretty high in this one. The team who wins will lock in at least 25,000 rupees by getting into the grand finals, and the team that loses could end up finishing third as well, because we do have the lower bracket match coming out tomorrow. That will be against Cow Cow Gaming versus the other team that I can't remember the name of. But yeah, so it's going to be pretty hard. So these guys have to make sure that they win this series to lock in at least majority of that 100k prize pool.
Yeah, if you lock it in, you get 1/4 of that prize pool already, right? So that is a huge thing in your bonus, in your purse wallet already. That much money. So and you get that breather, you get that time off, you get to see what you can do about it. And as we talk about that, we will be jumping right into this game. And Kaga, take it away.
All right, so we are into the game, and then we see a invade coming in, and you have the Nautilus on your side, so your level 1 is pretty strong. They get the early vision down towards the blue side of the jungle of Black Infinity, just tracking him, getting to know where he starts. Catbot and Kratos are sitting in a brush here. I would have liked to see a ward there, and some poke damage coming out. I don't think anything significant. In terms of items, Shen has started Doran's Blade, so he is going to look to be aggressive, and there's a very sneaky set standing up towards the top lane, gets spotted there. Will have to run back. And yeah, just the Shen level 1 is pretty strong, as well as you just saw from the trades. Catbot in the mid lane is running the phase rush, so he is going to look to take the trade in and get out. But Yone does get really strong after you complete your Berserker's Greaves, and especially that Blade of the Ruined King.
Yeah, so I think Akshay's gonna have to go for more like early trades right now, so that before Yone gets those boosts, that Akshay can dominate that lane, so he can maybe push this in, maybe look to roam somewhere maybe. And as you said, Shen level 1 really strong. Those equal trades against RTO, basically actually winning the trade, honestly, in my favor, because he prevented a lot of info there. He didn't let them know where Zac actually started, given how he went. And as you see, Nocturne also heading towards that bot side. Maybe going to be looking for something, but the lane is pushed in. T-Berry doing a good job there, pushing that lane in. And honestly, just equal around the board. Only Set actually being up in CS by a significant amount.
Yes, and that is down to the Shen just getting the wave under his turret. But in the bot side, though, there has been a lot of poke that has gone towards the side of Temple of Kings. Just look at the HP bars in the bot lane. The Nautilus finds himself almost half HP. The Kaisa is less than half HP. So Ashe and Seraphine are just such an annoying duo to face against, especially when you are a scaling champion. But the more levels the Nautilus gets, and one of these hooks can just burn the flash coming out of T-Berry or Kratos. Nocturne does find himself in the bottom side of the river, and there you go, just the barrier burn of one hook there. Might end up dying here, very close, has to burn his flash, and that's just going to be a trade of summoner spells, and TOK is coming out on top in that exchange at least.
Yeah, definitely, it's a barrier for a flash. I'll take that trade any day. That is definitely worth trade, even though the Knowledge did engage. Kaiser did not have the health to go in there, right? Yeah, so there was no point.
Gank coming out in the mid lane. Catbot might be in trouble. He has extended too far, I feel, but the E misses. Q flash coming out. I think Catbot is going to go down here for first blood. There it is. And there you go. It's just like, I think Catbot should be expecting the Zac to be, towards the top side of the map, especially because they secured the bot side crab. And he just face checks into the brush onto the Zac, Q flash, easy, and Yone gets the first blood. And again, we talked about those timers here. Nocturne is going to get caught. Nautilus is here as well, and he might just end up dying as well. There you go. Making use of his roam timer very efficiently. Great play coming out from the side of Stealth Flashlight.
Well played. Nautilus, knowing that he can't do anything bot side right now to actually give him advantage for his ADC, chooses to go for that roam. And unfortunately, the Nocturne not even managing to get that scuttle. The Zac even smited that scuttle away there at that point. So Nocturne just dying for nothing, honestly, over there. So very unlucky early game. Or not unlucky, maybe just like mispositioning and not reading the map properly for TOK at this point.
Yeah, TOK is not used to getting contested too much, so I don't really blame them. But this game one will reveal a lot about how the series is going to go, because I think Stealth Flashlight will earn their respect, and especially with the Nautilus roam coming out there. Short trade in the mid lane that Catbot is looking like he's losing. In the top lane as well, there's a huge CS gap now. RTO might look to dive this, but the taunt comes in. And that's going to be a solo kill in the top lane. I think that was a big misplay coming out from the side of Shen. The taunt in the turret there could have just taunted out, TP'd back in the top lane, but in the mid lane, as you see, Yeah, go on.
Oh god. He
Yeah.
taunted to the side that the set can ult him away from the tower,
Yeah,
right? So that was a huge
yeah,
misplay from him.
exactly.
Honestly, a
But
huge
look
misplay.
at this. They are tracking Black Infinity so efficiently. And he does have the flash, but I think he might have to burn it as he keeps getting invaded by the Zac and just the whole team right now. They are, sacking some CS for it, but if you deny the Nocturne early farm and just delay his level 6, it can be of very beneficial basically for the side of Stealth Flashlight.
Yeah, if they burn those flashes early on, it's gonna help catch people out also. It prevents Nocturne from going for certain plays. Given says, see now that T-Berry's barrier is up, Nautilus's flash is not up. So those were a good trade early on, and because of that pressure they showed towards that mid lane, they're gonna get this free Drake for themselves, the Infernal Drake.
Yeah, so I think TOK does have the info that the dragon is going down, so Nocturne will find himself doing the Void Grubs as well, which I think is the better objective, at least in the early game, but that just really depends on how fast you stack these dragons up, and the dragons for Void Grubs trade is pretty good for both the sides, I feel like. But let's see if the
Yeah,
Nocturne will hit level 6 off that, because it can give you a lot of experience.
yeah, and honestly, getting the Void Grubs early on when giving one dragon for Void Grubs is not bad, honestly, if you can prevent them from getting future dragons, right? Because you're just giving them one stack, and that stack does not mean anything unless you get that soul at the end. It does give you certain advantages, but unless you get the soul, it is pretty much not that good compared to what the Void Grubs gives you against the damaging tower. But as I said, Yone trying to get some damage on Catbot here in the mid lane.
Yeah,
Yone is just
and
backing off
Zac
after
is
that.
here as well. I think he is going to look to use his jump in the mid lane. Dinah, remember, does not have the flash. Nautilus is well, he is matching Kratos' roam right now. Dinah goes in. Let's see, the Zac is still hovering around, but Nocturne has turned level 6. So we could be seeing a bloodbath coming out in the mid lane pretty soon.
Yeah,
There you
and the
go.
top
And
lane, this set just pushing this Shen under tower. This Shen can just not leave his tower at all. Having to back does not have the TP to get back to lane, so he's gonna miss a bunch of XP and CS. And he knows if he stays, he's just probably gonna get dove under that tower.
yeah, but again, Set is very strong in isolation in the 1v1s, right? You don't pick Shen exactly to win the lane, but the Set has been picked for that exact reason. So yeah, the solo kill and a few CS as well. So I think this is going pretty well for the side of RTU, and I think the TOK should basically look to play around top side. Zac will end up burning his passive. Nocturne has ulted, has gone into the mid lane actually. So fight coming out in two fronts. Yone has burned his flash and ult, gets out. In the bot lane though, that's a 2v3 coming out from the side of TOK, and like these are the mechanics that we talk about, right?
Yeah.
And
And
in the
now
mid lane
TOK
as well,
just
Yone goes
turning
down.
it around basically for their team. That 2v3 with no casualties for TOK also. An excellent Ashe arrow by the Ashe, getting the Zac on his way when he's trying to get away from the damage. Gets him down, burns that passive, gets him through the passive, gets that kill, then flashes forward for that Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa having to burn her ultimate, still not enough with that shield she gets from the ultimate, goes down, and at the end that Nautilus can't do anything against the Seraphine and the Ashe. So Ashe and Seraphine coming up on top, and as you said, while that fight was going on, Infi going for that gank in the mid lane, providing a kill for Akshaj also over there.
Yeah, and Akshaj made the most of it. Has to burn his flash because he was a little bit greedy there. But gets 4 plates in the mid lane after getting the kill as well. So he is looking like a very happy camper after that gank in the mid lane, and especially with how it turned out in the bot lane as well. 3 kills in the bot lane in a 2v3 is exceptional play coming out from the side of TOK. And just have a look here. Zac passive goes down. The Nocturne, turns off the light, so they're not sure whether Nocturne is going to show up, right? And the Ashe flashes in, finishes off the Kai'Sa. And Seraphine and Ashe can be just very obnoxious when it comes to the 2v2. And if you can't burn one of them, this is what's going to happen. And in the mid lane, Hammy did manage to get out earlier. Fight is coming in the bot lane actually. And in the mid lane as well. So Nautilus is going to go down again. And just look at the gold lead now. It's a 3.5 gold 1,000 goal lead coming out in 10 minutes, and this game has just turned on its head in the last 3 minutes.
Yeah, this goes to show you guys, sometimes even if you do win the draft, honestly, you're not going to win the game how it's going, right? Because Stealth Flashlight was winning it pretty hard early game with those first two early kills. But look at this turnaround, and I think it's majority due to this bot lane that's giving confidence to this team. Also, how RTO is bullying that Shen top lane, because as you know, Shen is for late game, but as we have to hold that thought, Zack getting caught out here. Getting set ulted, and the Nautilus ulting just for fun, I think, over there, because I think that Zack was dead no matter what.
Yeah, he was dead. Once you get caught by this really strong set with the Black Cleaver as well, Zack did not have his passive up. So if you get caught and your jump gets cancelled, then you are going to die. But we are going to see a lot of people hovering towards the top side. Remember, this is the 6th grub as well.
Yeah.
Hammy will go on to the Dyna. Nautilus is here as well, connects his hook. Dyna does not have flash. Let's see how this fight unfolds. And just a lot of damage exchanged, honestly, not a lot to fight for, but the Dyna goes down by being very greedy there. Yone is going to get feared and is going to go down as well. Zack did jump in but could not rescue his mid laner, and it's going to be a 2-for-1 trade coming out from the side of TOK. And yeah, just throwing the drafts aside for a moment, Stealth Flashlight has to realize that their comp comes online after they have a couple of items on their carry, so they cannot fight these champions who are really strong in the early game. Just like the Dyna, the Nocturne ultimate as well, even the Ashe and Seraphine ultimates are game changers. But they keep picking up these fights, trying to get, be very greedy and just trying to get ahead, and they are paying for their mistakes so far.
Yeah, true. And majority of these fights are not even around objectives where they're being forced to fight, right? They're choosing to go for these fights. As we say that Shen just tried to run away. Shen is burning down to just 2 health bars left over there. So Shen is going to be worried. Zack is trying to maybe shadow. But as we talked about that, the second dragon going over to TOK, right? So TOK getting 6 grubs, getting equal and dragon standings. They're pretty much dominating objectives, even though they're not being forced to fight for these objectives at that time.
Yeah, 100%, and that's the story of the game so far. The fights are happening in very unusual places, especially during the grubs as well. You have given throw, just trade the dragon again, right?
Yeah.
So I think that should have been the call coming out. Hammy will get ganked here. Dyna goes in, Nocturne goes in as well onto him. Does not have the flash or ultimate, and is not being protected as well in the mid lane. Pushes up too far, ends up paying for his, sins in the mid lane. And yeah, I mean, TOK, talk all you want. Apparently 5,000 gold ahead in 13 minutes, and they are looking really solid in game 1.
Yeah, they're pretty much snowballing it at this point. They are not taking it slow. Look at that bot tower. That bot tower is about to get melted off the face of the earth. And Kaiser is just being pushed back and just being forced to fall back so much. She is equal in level of... Look how far behind the Nautilus is, right? Nautilus is still level 6 compared to the level 8 of Kratos right now. Nautilus, due to his roam, did give up the XP, but he didn't get much for it except for maybe the initial first roam that he made. So he gives up a lot.
Yeah, and they end up losing the bot turret as well. That's going to be the first turret that they lose. Shen again finding himself in the wrong end of these trades because of that Black Cleavers. Set is just so oppressive in the 1v1, so you can't really expect to fight and win the lane against him. And yeah, so far so good for the side of TOK. They just keep increasing their gold lead. Are going to stick in the middle and try to take that turret as well. Remember, Dyna had taken 4 plates down and the turret is very low. Rift Herald comes up, Ashe will pick up the red buff as well, and they might try to engage here. Nocturne does not have ult, but the Dyna with the phase rush will just walk away from that gank.
Yeah, there's enough movement speed from that phase rush to just get out of it. She did walk over that blue ward, so she knew that they would probably jump on her, so she was ready to move away, I think so. In the meantime, Kaiser got some free farm bot lane, but has moved back mid lane to try and match what's happening mid here. But I think there's no point probably protecting this tower at this point. It's gonna go down anyway, so all its plates are gone. Plate timings have also gone. At the same time, this Zack is the only hope I see, because he's getting some good engages. Even they were losing that fight in the mid lane after they were getting those void grubs, the Zac did come in to get that 1 kill back for his team, right? It became a 2 for 1 instead of just a 2-0 in that sense.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct in saying that. Meanwhile, Nocturne will ult top. Again, the Shen does not have his turret. Why are you so pushed up? Even burns his ultimate and flash just to get out, but is not able to do so. And that gank, if you just die, it's fine. But if you burn your flash and ultimate and then die, then it is a very, very costly gank. And that's exactly what happened. I just wanted to touch on Kaisa for a bit as well. 130 CS is pretty good, but the items that he's been making so far, choosing to complete the Berserker's Greaves and does not have the upgrade on his Icathian Rain is going to be very costly because of how many fights that we are having in the early game.
Yes, exactly. He's got none of his evolutions right now, right? So it's gonna be tough for him to do anything also in team fights. He has good CS, but because of his choice of build, it's gonna be a bit bad for him, essentially. And yeah, he's gonna fall back behind, and there's no lane that he can actually go to farm up to get his items now, to get his evolutions. So for the next 3 to 4 minutes, this Kaisa is pretty much not gonna be that useful.
Yeah, and in the side lane as well, I don't think Kaisa can find herself in the side lane, especially with the ever-lurking threat of Nocturne coming up. Even if you look at Yone right now, just sitting under the second turret, waiting for the wave to come out so he does not get ganked as well. And they have started to slow this game down, but I think it's a little bit too late because at 17 minutes, that's almost 9,000, 8,000 gold lead coming up for the side of TOK. And that Ashe is just very strong with the Kraken Slayer completed, with the Runan's Hurricane completed. 10 CS per minute. This guy, again, we talked about it. If Riftmark was playing, maybe it could have been different, but T-Berry's here and he's looking solid as ever.
Yeah, T-Berry showing that he has to be here for his team to get that early advantage in that bot lane. And as we say that, Red side probably going to be getting this third dragon of the map, a second for them only, the Chemtech coming from them. So this is going to be a Chemtech Soul type of map, guys. So it's not the best of souls, but hey, a soul is a soul. We always love to see it, and they're just dominant. The only thing they have given up in terms of jungle objectives this entire game is that first initial dragon, where they traded it up for the void grab. So maybe just not even a loss there, honestly. Given that they have the map domination now, and they can pretty much secure every single dragon from this point forward if they continue it like this. And as you said, Stealth Flashlight have slowed it down now, but it might be too late. It honestly might be too late. This should have been their game plan from the beginning, because as you said, they have a scaling comp. They have to have, their comp is only good when they have a few items. So it might honestly be too late that even by the time they get those items, TOK might just be too ahead at that point.
Yeah, exactly that. And they did have a really great start to the game as well. But then it all went downhill. The Shen got solo kill. They took a few fights that they were never going to win as well. Especially in the bot lane, the Ashe and the Seraphine turn around the gang for a 2v3 in which they got all 3 kills as well. So it just fell apart in those 1-2, moments of madness, if you will. And yeah, that's how it is. And now just the goal lead is so big. It's soon going to touch 10,000 mark as well. But the game has significantly slowed down, and these guys are farming up. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, true. Maybe with this farm, with the way they're getting pushed into them, they can get some free farm that way and maybe try to scale up further. But as you said, I think the turning point of this match was that 2 versus 3 in that bot lane, that TOK came out unscathed essentially. So that was a turn. That was definitely the point where it pushed it into Kaiser's face. That Kaiser cannot anyway get his. He finally has got his evolution on the on his Q. So maybe he can do some damage in team fights, but saying that Baron is coming up very soon, the entire team of TOK is towards that bot side essentially, the Rift Herald being summoned over there.
Yeah, just looking to secure that second turret, and in the bot lane we do have a fight coming in. I think this could be a good fight, but the Shen chooses not to taunt the Diana who was under the turret. That's a big mistake coming out. They will lose the turret here. The Ashe arrow comes in, stuns the Shen here. Zac goes in again, uses his E. But these guys are looking very strong in this team fight that they started first, and the Ashe is nowhere to be seen, remember. And that is going to be 2 shutdowns going towards the side of Stealth Flashlight, and knock, they still have some life left in them.
Yeah, an excellent counter engage on that Rift Herald that came in there, right? And as you said, Shen choosing not to go for that free Diana over there, maybe.
Just to cut you off again, they are pinging very aggressively towards this Baron that has come up. So let's see what happens here. They might just look to start it here. Remember, no TP is up on this side for Diana, but the set does not have it. The Baron will get started here, so they are looking to make the most of the deficit that has come from the side of TOK. Let's see what happens here. This is going to be game changing. Oh, and the Nautilus goes down. I think this might just be the wrong call, my man. And this is, just looking rough.
Yeah. And instead, TOK probably grabbing that Baron. Maybe they thought Diana's TP was on cooldown, but honestly they shouldn't, because Diana has not TP'd anywhere. They knew Seth's TP was on cooldown from that bot fight. Maybe they're trying to take advantage of that. But this Diana was enough at that point to just pretty much stop this, get those 2 kills, get this free Baron here. But hey, I would not say that bad of a thing from Stealth Flashlight. They had to go for some sort of a play here, and they tried to go for it.
Man, I don't think so though. Like, they were doing pretty well when the game had slowed down, even got 2 shutdowns for themselves. But just, trying to min-max, getting a bit too greedy, for their own good, and starting this Baron being in such a big deficit has probably costed them any sort of comeback that they were going to make in this game. And I think this should be a pretty easy close out from the side of TOK, and they might just take game 1. RTO uses W onto the other side for some reason. I just saw that. Yeah, what was looking like, a comeback that was happening based off the mistakes that came out from TOK, and now this game has just turned around again completely. And there you go, 10,000 gold lead. Diana is at her strongest with the 2 items completed. So is the Nocturne. The Ashe and Seraphine have looked flawless so far this game, and this is going to be the beginning of the end, if you may, pretty soon.
Yeah, I think that was a trade of mistakes, as you can say, as it's TOK making the mistake bot lane, which resulted in Stealth Flashlight making the mistake at the Baron, which has pretty much maybe costed them their game here. The 3rd Dragon going to TOK, TOK getting the 3rd stack in it, but look at this, Diana trying to set up a trap, but might be getting trapped out herself. Ashe coming in with the arrow, Seraphine with the ult, but Diana has in no man's land. Diana will be going down.
Yeah, I mean, these are the sort of mistakes that you can't make, especially when you find yourself ahead, because it just kills the tempo completely. And now, although he did chunk the bot lane and Yone out for quite a bit, they will only end up losing maybe a couple of turrets, where it should have been a couple of inhibitors. So Akshaj being a bit greedy there, not showing the respect, even though STF is down 10,000 gold. And pays with for it with his life here, and just the tempo has been killed completely here. They only lose 1 turret, so
and STF showing they're down but not out, right? They're showing that they still have signs of life in them, that if you give mistakes to them, they will take advantage of that, as shown against Akshaj over there. So as you said, that killed the tempo. They did not get that much off that Baron either. So it's going to be interesting what this next team fight will be. It's probably going to be around that 4th Dragon, I would say, right? The 4th Dragon?
Yeah, if I'm Stealth Flashlight, I think I just give that Dragon as well. Again, as you mentioned earlier, it's not the best soul in the game. Of course, if it was an Ocean, Infernal, Hextech, or a Mountain Soul, then it would be, wise to contest the Dragon. For now, I think Zac can just try, maybe trade his life if he can steal that Dragon. Would not be the end of the world, honestly. So, let's see. Even if they don't contest it, I don't think that's the worst choice that they can make. But just a lot of control coming out from the side of TOK in the bot side of the river, and I don't think that Dragon should be contested. It will be coming up in 3 minutes, so there's still a bit of time left for that. And now finally the items have started to come in for the side of STF. The Immortal Shield Bow, Blade of the Rune King completed. Ash Arrow flies out towards the Kaisa, uses the cleanse to get away. Nocturne has committed his ultimate though, so he might have maybe just overextended a bit. Diana is going to come in, finishes off the Kaisa. The Nautilus will go down trying to save his AD carry as well, and this might be at least an inhibitor, but I think this might be the end of the game.
Yeah, I think this is the beginning of the end over here, and Nautilus having so much confidence in his team to back him up over there. Created what we thought for was a suicide dive, but in the end came out on top for DOK, and DOK looking to end it over here. Zac coming in, Yone with the ult, but I don't think you can do anything here, guys. You should be trying to fight underneath your tower. You're going too far outside your tower here.
T-Berry goes down though. I mean, that is not too bad.
Oh, yeah.
Trading just 1-for-1 for the really fat Ashe there. Yeah, and just saving the game as well. Did not lose any of the Nexus turrets as well. So again, a good defense coming out from the side of STF. Unit did connect his ult onto multiple targets as well. Yeah.
Yeah, that was yeah. Yone ult plus the Zac dive in and just about getting that kill on T-Berry before dying himself pretty much prevented them from finishing off the game over there. Because without T-Berry's push onto the turrets, it's going to be a bit harder to get them down. So yes, it was the last ditch effort and it did pay off for them. But hey, I think they're just preventing the inevitable at this point, right? I think they need to focus maybe on the second game over here, given how the state has been going right now.
Yeah, and Yone is looking to make that Edge of Night to counter the Nocturne engage onto himself. So let's see if he's able to complete that item. Kai'Sa has picked up the Blasting Wand, but unfortunately does not have the W evolve as well, because you do need the Amp Tome as well, which he does not have the slot in the inventory to pick up. And on the opposite side, look at the Ashe, man. Kraken Slayer, Mortal Reminder, Runan's Hurricane is going to get the Infinity Edge as well pretty soon, so we'll have 75% critical strike. Zac looking to engage here, does not have the passive, I believe, and will just go down for his trouble. I'm not too sure what that engage was for.
Yeah, that was a very ill-advised engage that Zac went for. Nautilus having to burn his flash to pretty much get away from there. Zac, I don't think you have had very good engages throughout this entire matchup, but I think that was your worst one, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, the only 2 times I feel like he has not done well has been very costly, and this one is going to cost them big, because the Baron has just come up and the Baron will go down for the side of TOK uncontested. They are pinging towards the Dragon Soul though, so let's see if they can, be there, make it there on time, but I don't think that's going to happen as well. Slight pause coming in. The Zac has disconnected from the game, so we are going to into a pause, but yeah, like very as you said, ill-advised engage coming out from the Zac. I don't think you need to defend that top second-tier turret, especially when you're so behind.
Yeah, and that was definitely just give that turret at that point, especially when these 2 major objectives are coming up, right? As a jungler, you should definitely be not trying to be going in there. And as you said, Stealth Flashlight looking to maybe trade that Baron for the Dragon here, so the Dragon Soul doesn't go down, but look at that top wave being pushed in right now. I think by the time they go back to their base, there might not be much of a base to protect there, right?
Yeah, 100%. They will lose the top inhib, and I mean, that call, again, you can give up the soul as well, but I think the inhibitor would have gone regardless. So they do deny the soul for the next 5 minutes at least, but this Baron is going to be very costly. Diana has the completed death cap and Zhonya's as well, so she is looking very safe, has the flash. The Kai'Sa does not, so she will be looking to assassinate that AD carry. And yeah, I mean, this should be just very standard right now. Just go towards the bot lane, engage with the Ashe arrow, and look to end the game.
Yeah, and Ashe has built the Bloodthirster, so she's going to be lifestealing off the front line of as a Stealth Flashlight. So I think this Ashe will be unkillable unless the Yone or the Zac hits her, right? The Nautilus ult, even if it gets on her, I think she'll have so much of a front line that you can't touch her at that point, given how tanky our set is right now. Plus the Nocturne will probably be diving on their backline, so preventing anything of you to think too much during that team fight, honestly.
Yeah, 100%. I think that Ashe is pretty fine. Will have her flash come up very soon as well. So should not be a problem for her to survive. And it's just the story of Poke now. Zac is looking to engage again onto the side of Nocturne and Set, though that is again not advised. Yone does go in, and the huge Diana ultimate in the backline. I think that is going to
I think
be
that's
game
GG,
one.
guys.
Yeah, that's just game one for the side of TOK. A triple kill picked up by Akshat. And again, just, engaging onto the side. They have a lot of dive, don't get me wrong, but you are trying to engage on the Nocturne and set that does not make a lot of sense. End up paying for their life, with it for their with their lives, excuse me. And yeah, that's going to be game one for the side of TOK.
Yeah, and again, that Zac trying to engage on the wrong targets, honestly, over there at the bot lane at that time, pretty much giving it away for his team. The Zac was the one who was winning it in some team fights, but pretty much lost them their game in that last engage, even though they were pretty far behind. But yeah, that is TOK getting the victory. So game one going to India over Pakistan right now.
Yeah. Game one going towards the side of TOK and India in this one. But yeah, just, the summary of that story, or that game rather, is basically just Zac trying to engage onto the tanks and not being too successful with it. So again, we spoke about it, the fight in the bot lane just changed the game completely. And here we are 1-0 to TOK, and apparently the draft does not matter as much, especially if you're going to fight early game so much.
Yeah, and as we said, we honestly thought due to the draft, probably that Stealth Flashlight would win. But as we said, this draft of TOK was probably like designed for a team like TOK, how they like to play, right? Especially how T-Berry was that aggressive in that bot lane, RTO that aggressive in that top lane, Akshay's pretty much winning it out in the mid lane too, right? They had so many winning lanes, got objectives, only gave up that first Drake for the grubs instead. So there was a good macro by them, and I don't think they made too many mistakes. Maybe make mistakes towards the end part of the game, and then the bot tower with that Rift Herald, right, with that engage over there. So that also led to Stealth Flashlight making the mistake at the Baron, giving the Baron over to them, and I think after that just snowballed out of control, especially with these Zac engages.
Yeah, 100%. And with that, guys, we will be looking towards these crucial moments that are going to come up pretty soon. And these were very crucial as well, Madness. It started off so well, right? You get the first blood, burn the flash from the side of Diana. Yone does not have to burn anything, gets the first blood there. And then they punish the Nocturne as well for being a bit too greedy, trying to secure that top. Crab, I think this started off really well, but just look here, the Shen does not turn level 6.
Yeah.
Instead of taunting out, taunts in the set and just ends up dying. And this was the game changer. This was very early in the game as well, like around 8 minutes, but the 2v3 turn from the side of T-Berry and Kratos just, I think, sealed the deal coming out in this game. And you can't be that far behind so early on and then expect to scale and win the game, especially against such a snowbally comp as well. So yeah, just look at that, 4-0, 4 plates in towards the mid lane as well. The Zac ends up dying here, and it was just mistakes after mistakes coming out from the side of Stealth Flashlight, and TOK did really well to punish those mistakes as well, especially playing so well against these gangs and just standing their own, holding their own, excuse me. And yeah,
True.
story
And
of the
honestly,
game.
Nocturne did go for a lot of good ganks made. God, Akshay pretty much ahead over there. They didn't have to even help the bot lane because bot lane was fighting them plus their jungler getting ahead there. And as you said, they had a scaling comp, right? They should have not been going for these kind of early fights. That early fight bot lane pretty much gave it up for the Kaiser, right? It put the Kaiser in an almost impossible situation. If they maybe had just taken it slow, given how they drafted it, they could probably win. And again, this is one of the few mistakes that TOK made over here, going for this engage over here. The Ashe not being close by to follow up, right? The Ashe is just recently based. So they're without that damage at that point. So this was a bad engage from them. The set had TP'd in just to get almost like completely shut down there. The Diana getting put away. Even though the Shen didn't jump on the Diana at this one point in this fight, it was still a good fight for Stealth Flashlight. And I think they were trying to, as you said, min-max it, went for that Baron, but unfortunately Diana's TP was up still. Diana comes in here, shuts down that Nautilus, gets him away, and pretty much ends that fight there. They get 2 kills here. The Yone is going to go down, and then they get that free Baron. And I think after that point, there's not much anything that Stealth Flashlight can do.
Yeah, it was, some sort of comeback would have been possible if they had chosen not to go for that Baron, and that's just, I don't think that was the greatest call in this game, especially when you are, almost 10k gold behind. And I think that was the nail in the coffin as well in this game one. And congrats to TOK again. They just, game after game, tournaments after tournament, they just keep showing you why they are still the best team in this tournament and in the region as well. And it's going to take a monumental effort to take them down.
Yeah, it is definitely will be. They're showing you their dominance, even though they have brought in T-Berry as the ADC, right? T-Berry was having some connectivity issues in the beginning, but he did show up, and they did need him given how he played the ball. And look at this domination from the side of TOK. 22 kills to 8 kills. The goal lead just spiraling out too much. Kaka, that's too many numbers for me to read. That's too much goal that TOK has got over there. And look at the tower difference. 11 towers to
11
none.
to 0, yeah.
Stealth Flashlight could not touch even one tower of TOK properly.
The only
and
thing
again,
that they managed to get was that one dragon that you mentioned earlier as well. Except for that, it's just a whitewash there. Just it's all zeros on the side of Stealth Flashlight there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's
even though they had the superior draft pick, look at this. Just look at how TOK is taking over the map, getting that max void grubs, getting the Rift Herald, plus the 2 barons, getting the soul, destroying basically all the towers at that point. They just left nothing for STF to do, right? Stealth Flashlight did not have a chance after those initial fights. And I honestly think TOK, if they played it a bit better, maybe they could have ended it maybe 5 minutes earlier, given how they were dominating.
Yeah, 100%. I think they very well could have. And again, this was a very one-sided affair after those 5-6 minutes, and we will look at the damage done as well. I think Diana will be there or thereabouts. Yeah, she's right there. But the Ashe, just look at the damage dealt from her side as well. And the Kaisa was in a very weird position in this game where she could not just find the space for herself to be the champion that she can be, right? Even the build that was coming out from the side of the Kaisa was not optimal as well for this game. And the Shen just, he did not have the greatest performance as well. So I think a few changes here and there for the side of STF, and we should have a competitive second game.
Yeah, honestly, if they want to, they should play according to how they draft, right? For STF, if they're gonna be drafting this, play it slow. If they're gonna if they want to play aggressive like they were trying to do, maybe go for more aggressive type of comp, right? And that being said, guys, we will be showing you Crucial MVP. Who do you guys think it will be? Who do you think it is, Kaka? It's interesting, right?
It could be the Ashe. Deathless, I mean, okay, has the one death, excuse me, but did really well. 9.7 CS per minute. Especially, being very crucial in the bot fight that was turned around. And yeah, well deserved as well. 7th high, has the highest damage in the game as well. Keeping it very clean and very neat. And T-Berry making the difference in this game. And he is the new member of the team as well. So, props to him.
Yeah, and he was the man who almost missed this match, right? Just due to a bit of connectivity issues. And just see, he just joins, he becomes the MVP, and he's like, yep, my internet cannot stop me today, guys. I will be getting this MVP. And he did play phenomenal. As you said, I even missed out that he maybe even died once. Even I thought he was deathless, given how he's played this match. He has played it phenomenally, even going for so many trades. Look at his CS, 9.7 per minute. That is a phenomenal number to have. And yeah, he did have the most damage throughout this entire game, competed with the Diana for that damage. But his enchanted arrows were almost always on point.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, that's game one, guys, and we have a series to continue as well. Potentially 2 more games to come in, so this is going to be pretty interesting. I can't wait for that second game to come.
Yeah, as you said, Kaka, I cannot wait for this second match to come. But I'm interested to see if they will maybe try to go for a similar draft with the side of stealth flashlight and maybe go slower. As you said, they should be probably going slower. And maybe I don't think TOK is going to be making any changes in the side of how they've been playing it, right? They do not care about the traditional type of drafting. They don't care. They are here to rule the Rift at this point. They're trying to show you why they are the meta makers at this point, how they're playing it, right? They do not care what people normally play. They will play what they like to play, and they will win with what they like to play.
Yeah, 100%, and that's exactly what happened as well. So yeah, some changes hopefully from the side of STF, and we should have a more competitive second match coming in. And that was game 1 for you guys, and this is going to be a very good series and potentially a preview of the finals as well. That's going to be on the 24th. So yeah, can't wait for that second game to come in. And with that, we will be going into a break, and we'll see you on the other side pretty soon.
wanna be a millionaire, your own form of superhero. Have a house in a center square, and hear your name when the wind blows. Will you listen to the plan, and all that it demands? I say again, woo! Focus on the good things, nothing on the bad. Forget all your needs, focus on the task. Now are you ready for it? Now are you ready for it? If they say you're a long shot, maybe you should pass. Well, look down at yourself, show them what you have. Now are you ready for it? Now are you ready for it?
Trying not to hit the wall with my conscience. Take me out, take me over like a light switch. Anxiety had me stripped in defenseless. I'm about to crawl on my knees, I'm so religious. I need a minute to breathe, I'm just waiting to see you. Looking like, baby, come get the keys, making me a believer. Looking like,
Yeah. Ay. Skirt. Ay. Skirt. Ay. I I might just get a little crazy for the one time. I might just link up with lil' baby cause she's so fine. She be penny picture, she a whole dime. And don't forget to get her watch because it's my time. I might just get a little crazy for the one time. I might just link up with lil' baby cause she's so fine. Yeah, she be penny picture, she a whole dime. And don't forget to get her watch because it's my time. And yeah, it's my time, I guess that's alright. She always tell me when she see me that it's on sight. I might just pull a Stevie Wonder cause I don't fight. And I might just take her down for the one night. I might get a little crazy for the one time. Yeah, I might link up with lil' baby cause she's so fine. Yeah, she be penny picture, she a whole dime. And don't forget to get her watch cause it's my time. Yeah, I might get a little crazy for the one time. And I might link up with lil' baby cause she's so fine. But she be penny picture, she a whole dime. And don't forget to get her watch because it's my time. No love boat though, don't like the showboat. My life be moving too fast for the slow-mo. And yeah, I got it, I won't pay you for a promo. That money going up and down like a yo-yo. I do my money dance, I know I'm what they crave. I walk around fresh to death like I just left the grave. My diamonds really yellow like they lemonade. Cause I've been really getting paid on the center stage. Yeah, I get a little crazy for the one time. Yeah, I might link up with lil' baby cause she's so fine. Yeah, she be penny picture, she a whole dime. And don't forget to get her watch cause it's my time. Yeah, I might get a little crazy for the one time. And I might link up with lil' baby cause she's so fine. But she be penny picture, she a whole dime. And don't forget to get her watch because it's my time. Yeah, I get a little crazy for the one time. Yeah, I might link up with lil' baby cause she's so fine. Yeah, she be penny picture, she a whole dime. And don't forget to get her watch cause it's my time. Yeah, I might get a little crazy for the one time. And I might link up with lil' baby cause she's so fine. But she be penny picture, she a whole dime. And don't forget to get her watch because it's my time. Yeah, yeah, hey, yeah. Because it's my time, yeah. Hey, yeah, hey. Because it's my time, yeah. Yeah, hey, yeah. Because it's my time, yeah. Hey, yeah.
Alright guys, welcome back to the MidfailYT Community Clash, presented by Crucial by Micron and powered by Zotac Gaming. And Faisal, welcome to the caster's desk. How have you been?
I've been amazing, and was watching the first game, and honestly, I see this one could be a banger. I mean, it was kind of a storm towards the end, but the early game did show some promise, and STF definitely looking like a team that might give TOK some much-needed competition that they were longing for in this region all this while.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you what you made of that game one night. It looked like a great start for the side of STF, but then, it just... a story we are very much familiar with, TOK just dominating at all fronts. So yeah, that was game one, but it was quite interesting for a bit, and let's hope game two is more of the same as well, especially the first few minutes that we had. So yeah,
I mean, definitely, I think it's a long time since we saw international teams coming in, like good international teams as well. So I do remember the olden times with Portal Esports and how dominant they were in the region as well. So let's see if STF can follow their footprints and start making up a big name for them as well. Saying all of that, we will be jumping into the second game of this best of 3 in the upper bracket finals between Temple of Kings and Stealth Flashlight. So this time Temple of Kings are going to be on the blue side. We'll have the first pick against Stealth Flashlight, who will be enjoying that counter pick for their own. And let's see if the draft changes from game 1.
Yeah, and the Udyr, they just don't like playing against the Udyr. Not, too comfortable against it. Will ban that out, Mordekaiser as well.
I don't think I have ever seen Black Infinity play the Udyr on the tournament stage regardless. I mean, sorry, it's the opposite side. So I don't think I've seen him play against the Udyr that much as well. So maybe that's why I was about to say no, like play against the Udyr. Yeah.
Both of those things are true. I don't think he plays the Udyr. I don't think he likes playing against the Udyr. So that will see the ban phase. Mordekaiser gets banned again. That was banned in game 1 as well. So again, almost all the bans that have come so far have been similar as the game 1. The Braum and the Kiana again getting banned. Not too much has changed here. Maybe it's a salty run back coming in from the side of Stealth Flashlight. You never know. Yeah, let's see what happens right here.
And
these
so
teams
Braum
are taking
is
their
taken away, and they're taking a lot of time. So
exactly.
Kiana and Yone following up on the ban phase.
Okay, so Faisal, Irelia has been left open for Hammy to pick in this game if he wants to.
So, for the players who are new and the viewers who are new, who are not aware with what a madman in the mid lane Stealth Flashlight have. So he's been like a challenger player on EU West and master player on EU West of all regions, playing that Irelia, and he is known for that champion since a long time. So let's see if they actually decide to pick up that champion. Do not fix what is not broken. So Ash gets locked in there as well. T-Berry is a comfort champion there, and will be looking to keep dominating that bot lane as they did in the first one.
Yeah, and Hammy has solo killed Rookie as well, by the way, just saying, just putting it out there on that Irelia. So you guys might know who Rookie is. Again, Ash gets logged in here. For the side of Stealth Flashlight, changes have come up. No more Kaisa priority. The Jarvan will get logged in as well, along with the Jinx. So very comfortable champions for both these players. The Jinx, he did play yesterday against Cow Gaming, and he solo carried that game 3 against Cow Gaming. So again, looking to pick up that Jinx, is very comfortable on that champion. So far, not much given away. And the Karthus will get logged in.
Karthus, let's go. So we've been used to seeing this Karthus perma ban against Temple of Kings in most of the previous tournaments that we had, because people usually do their research on Black Infinity, and Karthus is one of his most comfortable picks. And makes sense as well. He will just power farm, he will out farm every single person in the game, and he will continue to be useful as well. And man is taking grubs on the opposite side of the map, presses 1R and ends up doing the most damage in that entire team fight, which is probably happening on the bot lane while he's doing the grubs on the top side, and it's insane.
Yeah, and Seraphine gets logged in as well. So the bot lane remains the same for the side of Temple of Kings from game 1. I would have liked to see, the Blitzcrank on R3 from Stealth Flashlight, but they do pick up the on, will ban the set as well. And the Blitz hasn't been picked, so I think it should be banned right here from the side of Temple of Kings. They do have 3 really squishy champions in their lineup right now, but they are going to look to ban out Hammy instead. The Orianna sees the ban phase, and I'm expecting Syndra to follow suit as well right here.
So let's see what they end up banning as their last ban. Till now they have a pretty good solid composition. I like these picks, Jinx, Jarvan and the On. They have the engage there, and the security provided by the On, late game scaling in the Jhin and the masterwork items, of course. So pretty good draft coming in by the side of Stealth Flashlight. Let's see if they are able to keep this momentum up and finish it off strongly as well. On the other side, I feel Temple of Kings are not doing too bad for themselves as well. A pretty good and solid bot lane along with a hyper scaling jungler. So it's gonna be the Syndra who is gonna be banned out, like you mentioned, and now it's gonna be time to pick up the support from STF, and let's see what they are looking to do against this Seraphine and Ash.
Yeah, STF just picking so many engaged champions in the On, the J4, even the Rel coming out right now. That's a lot of engage, and that poor Ash who only had the one death last game. She has to be very
might be higher
careful
this
now.
time.
Yeah, and the Renekton looks like is going to be the pick that's going to come out for RTO. So a lot of early pressure for the Karthus to farm up, and let's see if Temple of Kings and Akshaj decide to pick that Diana once again, because it looked pretty fine. But against the On, Rel and J4, like, I am not too sure what you pick. Syndra, good pick for the side of Temple of Kings, but unfortunately has been banned by themselves. And let's see if he locks in the Katarina. I think this is going to be a very ballsy pick. Yeah, he changes that last minute. I expected that.
Just for the memes. Just for the memes.
Yeah. And let's see now, the Irelia is open as well. We spoke about it earlier. The Yasuo is open as well. Hammy does play both of those champions to their very proficient self, and I don't like the Victor too much against the Hue, if I'm honest. Vlad, however, is very interesting, is strong in the meta,
And
is
he
going
is
to,
gonna end
I
up
mean, come.
locking in that Irelia. Why not if it is available? So, looking over at the team, I must say, I just feel it just feels like Stealth Flashlight has the better draft for me, at least in this draft or champion select. But they are gonna be full AD. So if this goes on later, but there are still not champions in Temple of
Yeah,
Kings
exactly,
which
right.
can itemize against a full
Yeah,
AD camp.
yeah,
None
yeah,
of those champions is gonna be stacking up armor in any sort of way, and there's just so much damage coming in from the side of Temple of Kings, but not a lot of sustain and stealth. What do you do against a lot of damage? You go for all-in compositions, and Stealth Flashlight has picked up a champion who likes to go all-in in pretty much every single role that is available. So if played well, I think Stealth Flashlight is having the better draft here.
I feel so as well. I felt that in game 1 as well, but that was pretty, fastly shut down from the side of TOK. They just, smashed Stealth Flashlight in that game. But coming into the second game, it's not a Malphite or a Cassante, or any other tank that you're playing against in the top lane. That is the Renekton, who is not going to make those tank items as such. So this is going to be pretty difficult, and Stealth Flashlight looks like they have the better draft coming in, especially with the champions that they have picked as well. Very comfortable and very easy to play champions, bar the Irelia, but the man has so many points on that champion.
Yeah, like you mentioned, he did end up solo killing a Korean pro player on that champion, so he knows what he's doing around that champion. We will be jumping into game very soon. So again, guys, this is going to be the best of 3. Temple of Kings already 1-0 up. This is the upper bracket final, so the loser of this won't go out, is not going to be out of the tournament. Will have the chance in the low brackets to make it to the grand finals again there as well. So Temple of Kings will be looking to continue what they do. Like always, just try to get to the grand finals undefeated, and let's see if they are able to do that here. They did make a good play in game 1, and let's see if they can keep it up.
Yeah, and with that, we have the draft coming in here, and 1-0 to TOK. I am not too sure who's going to win the second game. If this was just down to the drafts, I would say Stealth Flashlight could win this pretty handily, but the caliber of players that TOK have in their arsenal, the Black Infinity, Yakshaj, even T-Berry performing flawlessly in that first game, the player diff might play a factor in this one. So I can't wait to see, and just the game to start as well.
The player diff does come into play a lot in Temple of Kings matches, because usually you would expect teams to win or lose the game based on macro or those late game team fights, but Temple of Kings usually end up being just so far ahead on an individual level of their opponents that it really does not matter by the time it comes to that, because every single lane is just smashing so hard. It's not even a small lead, they just end up completely destroying their opponents in lane itself. So let's see if STF are able to keep that one in check at least. I guess the On should be doing well against the Renekton there, should not be dying all that much. And the other lanes as well, the Rel and the Jinx, with the help of the jungler, they should be having ample engage onto the Seraphine and the Ashe, and if one of them gets caught, it's just so easy to take them down. So along with the Jarvan, that is an avenue there as well. So STF does have the resources in their hands to play this one out, and let's see if they are able to do it. So let's just jump into this game 2 of upper bracket finals.
Yeah, and as you said, man, like the J4 can have a really fun time if he manages to burn any of the flashes in the bot lane especially. You can just sit down there with the rel, engaging off every hex slash. This is what the team from Pakistan love to do. They like to invade together, 5-man, get that early vision down to see where the Karthus is going to start. It's exactly what they are going to do. They will put up the blue ward. I'm sorry, a ward in the blue side jungle of TOK right here. And they have full knowledge of what's going to be the pathing of Karthus coming in.
So we will be going into a quick pause. Blue side did end up stacking up as 5 members in the bot side, but the same was being done by the red side in the top side of the map. Nothing coming out of it. Both the teams on the completely opposite side of the maps, and just going over the runes, everything looks to be standard. Catbot will be playing that Airy. Is that something that's been going on? Is that better than the Comet, or?
I mean, for sure it can be better than the Comet, especially against Irelia, right? Because the Comet might not even land on her head because of her Q. Every time she can just dash to a minion. So I thought it's a good choice to run the summon Airy there in that matchup specifically, and he will have to just try to survive the post 6 laning phase that will come out from the side of Irelia, I feel like.
So STF do have the ward in the blue buff area of Temple of Kings, so they have full information about where Black Infinity is going to be starting. So Renekton will end up giving the leash there as well. I do not like the laners giving leashes to junglers anymore. You really don't need it, especially how important early laning is, like how you can get the first push advantage and whatnot in lane. I feel it's just better off if the jungler does it alone, but again, we're talking about Black Infinity and his Karthus, so if he gets some sort of an advantage, hey, why not just take it?
Yeah, I mean, advantage is going to be traded as well, because the On will get the shove pretty early on and the priority as well. But lucky for the Renekton, the J4 has decided to start on the top side, so he will be pathing towards that bot lane as well. And yeah, I'm not a big fan of the laners leashing for the jungle as well, but it does not matter too much, especially when the pathing is near identical.
Yeah. So a lot of pauses in these games. I wonder who is having those issues. So Seraphine will be playing with the heal right there, so pretty standard. So 2 defensive summoners available, and boy, that Ashe is gonna be needing those defensive summoners. I wonder if instead of the barrier, she could have gone for the cleanse there against the Rel, because once you get locked down by the Rel, the barrier is just not going to help you out all that much. I feel there's just so much CC in hand for the side of the Rel and even the Jinx with her chompers. So let's see, depends, personal preference. Maybe would have played this matchup before, has confidence in himself to dodge out most of that util.
Yeah, and the game hasn't started yet, so we are just waiting for the game to start as well, because I'm very excited to watch this game, especially Hammy's Irelia. It's always a treat. So yeah,
Definitely.
it's
So
really seem to be
I
stuck
guess
here.
the time when Akshaj was coming up, Catbot was coming up into the scene, he was very early in his career days, was the time when Hammy was probably on his peak playing this Irelia, and then he's slowly started to fade away, unfortunately. And Akshaj is in for a laning experience of his own against this Irelia. So again, in the bot lane, aggressive trading going on by the Rel and the Jinx, and they blow up T-Berry's barrier already on the first wave.
Yeah, a very early barrier used up by T-Berry.
Flash engage at level 2 going on by the Rel, will use the Ignite. Kratos will not end up dodging the Jinx W. First blood goes on to the side of SPF, and this is what we were talking about. Amazing engage. Did not waste even a millisecond to level up that second ability and just flash forward onto the Seraphine, and STF coming out to play.
Yeah, and they did change their support. Earlier it was someone else playing, but Zen has come in to play the second game. Trade in the mid lane, the stun had connected, and I thought Hammy might look to go in for, but again in the bottom lane, that first
Yeah.
blood, man, that is not wasting a millisecond, as you said, being so decisive and just starting that fight onto the Seraphine. And this is the first time I think we have seen Kratos lose the lane, at least in the early game.
What happened
Top
there in
lane.
top lane? RTO ends up getting the kill onto Vankasha, who ended up taking 2 turret hits. Let's get a replay of the bot lane fight first, if we can, and see how decisive Zen was.
Catbot is playing with fire right here,
Yeah.
does not have the mana.
Ends up getting
and
stunned
ends up
up,
dying.
Gets
Yeah,
ganked
I mean-
by Zen.
It's a very greedy play coming out from him, not having the mana especially, and again underestimating the Irelia. And I mean, you can't. I mean, just talk about this for a second, Faisal.
So good, and the follow-up Jinx W as well, just everything connected which needed to be connected right there. And in the mid lane, Catbot just not respecting the Irelia and the threat of the roaming support, ends up going down. Good stun connect, had barely the mana to do that, and the Q and the healing from that ended up saving his life there as well. So Akshaj ended up getting nothing from that.
Jarvan is going to come here though. And remember, the Seraphine does not have flash, so I think this could be
Flag and
another
drag
death for
will
the side.
connect. The knockup is there. They will end up giving up that kill to Babu Moshai right there. The Jinx is scaling up already. 2 kills in 5 minutes. That's not a good sign. Akshaj now getting bullied by Hammy in the mid lane. And oh boy, is this the first time we are seeing Temple of Kings struggling in the early game.
We for sure are, and again, man, we spoke about it after the champ select as well, that if one of these champions in the bot lane end up burning their flash against the Rel and J4, it is very unplayable. You can't do anything as a squishy champion, and again, this frees up the Rel to roam around towards the mid lane. That's exactly what he's looking to do again. So let's see, Irelia might, if he connects the stun here,
Oh, the
just
stun
missed
will
by a
miss,
whisper
but
there.
Zen is here, so they end up getting the flash anyways. They can just repeat it the next time, and that time Catbot is not gonna have any sort of a defensive
Look at this.
structure.
This is just a rotation of champions coming in. The Rel
Now
goes
the
out from the
Jarvan
top
is there.
side.
Let's see the flag
And
and
the
drag connects. A
J4.
good fear will actually take away the Jarvan mid-flight. So Catbot is not getting a moment to breathe. Every time he steps up, there are 2 champions in his lane out for his life. So already 10 CS behind on the way against this Irelia, and he needs to bring out his A game if he has to survive against Hammy's Irelia right now.
Yeah, and unfortunately for him, it does not get better. Once the Irelia hits that level 6, especially against a flashless way, if you miss your E ability or use it, sparingly, then the Irelia will just look to go in and kill you in the 1v1. So this does not look good for either side, actually, in the mid lane or the bottom lane. And the only saving grace so far has been RTO, who did get that first blood but does find himself down in CS. And yeah, he has to, carry the team on his back right now. Meanwhile, Kartas is looking to go towards the top side to secure those grubs. So let's see what happens there.
Yeah, even the Renekton I think is just gonna slowly fall off against this on when the items start rolling in. So it's gonna be Black Infinity. He's been pretty quiet till now. I mean, he is doing what he is supposed to do. He's at 45 CS. As I say that, he does come in for a gank in the mid lane, and Hammy going dangerously roll, flash out, making Black Infinity flash follow. The jungler is here to provide some sort of support for the counter gank, but it's gonna be a double kill for Black Infinity. A great fear coming out at the end from the side of Catbot. So this is what we're talking about. Black Infinity gets up on the board, gets 2 very needed kills, and he is online.
Yeah, and just anticipating the all-in coming out from the side of Irelia, very smart pathing from the side of Black Infinity. Covers his mid laner from the gank as well as the 1v1, gets 2 kills, is going to pick up the grubs as well, and some saving grace for the side of TOK in what has been a very one-sided early game so far. J4 is roaming towards the bot side now. He should look to get to level 6, honestly, but is going to start that dragon. Knows the rift, the void grubs are going down. So smart trade coming out, has a lot of priority in the mid lane and the bot lane. Look at the mid lane. Although Hammy just died, he gets that one extra plate for himself, along with the 20 CS advantage that he finds himself with.
So the one member you want to have the head start in the side of TOK ends up getting the head start. So Black Infinity at 61 CS, 2-0 up, has the 150 gold bounty on his head, and the pressure is on him to carry his team on his back, as it is on most of the times. And in the top lane we do see On is getting pushed in, as you would expect against this. Renekton has ended up keeping the wave towards his side, so good wave management coming on right there. But all of the action is just revolving around this mid lane.
Yeah, 100%. One side is trying to get the Irelia ahead, while the other side tries to protect the way from the early onslaught. A great trade coming out from On. He can do that with his
Grasp
W
and
as
the
well.
W right
Yeah.
there. So already you see the Bramble West will cut off RTO's healing by 30%, and the armor is just slowly gonna start stacking up, and the Renekton is gonna start feeling helpless against that monster On. And just a lot of skill expression going on in the mid lane. Is this battle of two of the better mid laners that we have in this region, and it shows in this matchup right there. Although they both are 0-1, the Irelia is up
Oh, the
20
Karthus,
CS
just
at
to
10
cut
minutes.
you off, the Karthus has been spotted with the ward that has been placed earlier on by the side of STF, so they know that Infinity is lurking in those brushes, and they are going to try to waste his time as much as they can. Black Infinity is going to recall, does not have a lot of camps to farm as well.
Yeah. Every
Picks
single
up the
camp is
Liandry's
down.
at 9 minutes, so
Oh
that
my
is
God.
very... Oh
Wait,
my
flash
god, the
engage
engage
going
again.
on to the ADC of Temple of Kings. Zen overzealous right there, burns his flash, which is very important on that trail. Ends up using his ultimate as well, but his ADC was not on the same page as him. And meanwhile in the mid lane the stun will connect there as well. So I don't think was the best engage coming right there by the Rel.
Yeah,
let's see
I
if
think
ends
he
up
was just
regretting that.
fishing to, just get any summoner spell out of T-Berry, but unfortunately couldn't. All into the mid lane. I think
All
this could
in the
be a
mid lane,
solo kill.
and guess who is back? Black Infinity to provide the counter as well.
Oh
I
my
mean,
god.
how good is this guy? Always predicts when he needs to be in the mid lane, but meanwhile in the bot side we see an engage coming on by
Will the
T-Berry and
Jinx
Kratos as well.
survive? No.
Double kill picked up by Black Infinity. The Liandry's burn will end up securing that kill, and this Karthus is 4-0 up already. Black Infinity playing out of his mind, just affecting two lanes, playing that champion. And just talk about this Gaga, how well his
Yeah, I
timing
mean,
is.
that's a beautiful solo kill coming out, and he almost survived as well by just using his Q onto the minions. But yeah, I think this is the first time, or one of the few times I have seen Catbot getting solo killed in the mid lane. But that's what happens when you give the guy his champion. He is going to pay, make you pay for it. But again, sparing the blushes, Black Infinity again uses the R button, gets the double kill, and all in on towards the top side of the map. I think Ornn is fine using his E to get away. And just look at
The
this.
stun connects. I think
This could be
Catbot's
another
gonna
solo
go
kill
down
here.
again.
Yeah.
It's just that easy for Hammy and his Irelia. The
Yeah.
moment Catbot walks up to get 1 CS, suddenly the Irelia is dashing onto you and just taking your life away. Akshat's struggling right now.
Yeah, and how many times have we said that?
I
don't
don't
think we
remember
have ever said
saying
that.
that ever.
Exactly. So, but you can't give this man his Irelia. You pay for it. 0-3 on Akshat. Look at those blades that are going down as well. A Blade of the Ruin King picked up 10 CS per minute for the side of Hammy right now, and he is looking very strong in this early game. Will pick up the Wit's End as well, so the threat of Karthus, which should be quite a lot by the way, won't be as
Engage
much.
will go on
Infinity
in the
is here,
bot
though.
lane. The Rel Sun connects onto the Seraphine, but Jarvan is here to provide some sort of engage, but Black Infinity is just so far ahead. Everywhere he goes, he ends up getting a double kill. Catbot, will he go down again? The stun, unfortunately, will not be enough for that.
I think this is going to be a R flash all-in coming out from the side of the Hammy pretty soon here. The Hue does not have
the
flash.
Angle was there, but man, just talk about it. Black Infinity again predicting where he needs to be. This guy is just so good on jungle. The pathing, there is just so many layers to playing jungle that most of us don't realize, and the biggest part of that would be being at the correct place at the correct time, and Infinity has been doing that so well, ends up getting 6 kills just because of his superior positioning, and he is getting giga fed right now.
Yeah, but I have to be, a bit critical for the side, towards the side of STF as well. Top side does not really have a lot of kill threat. Mid lane is already winning and killing your opponent solo, right? So the Karthus only has one lane to play around, that's the bot lane. And if you just don't fight there, you might be fine, but that's exactly what they choose not to do. And they end up fighting in the bot lane. The Karthus is there. The one place where he needs to be, he's there, but that should be pretty predictable as well.
The Jinx was already 2-0 up. They had gathered a big lead right there. Instead of going for proactive plays, I think they could have waited for mistakes from Temple of Kings because they already had the lead. It's not like they were going even, but by making these plays, they end up going pretty much even. Now let's see if they dive
J4
again.
is coming. J4 is coming.
So this dive is gonna
go.
work out in their favor. Unfortunately, no kills go towards the Jinx, but T-Berry is gonna be losing an entire wave to the turret right there. So good dive coming on to the bot side.
Man, they might even lose the turret here if Black Infinity does not show up towards the bot side of the map. The J4 flag is
the ult connect this
Catbot
time,
is going
and
to die again.
yeah, Catbot is just dead again. But Black Infinity is right. Is like, hold up, I've seen this movie before. You take my mid laner's life, I'll just take yours. Infinity goes godlike. So it is 8-8 in kills, but all of the kills are with one champion. So huge pressure on shoulders of Black Infinity right there. All of his laners are just completely falling apart. He's the only saving grace that
and
their
he
team
is getting
has right
pinged,
now.
though they know where he is right now. J4 is going to find the Karthus who has the flash. Solo kill in the top lane maybe? Yeah.
Vanquisher will take down the Renekton, making him use the flash is where Jarvan is there. The red buff will keep ticking. The slow is there to connect. He is at full fury, but right now there is gonna be the Rel, and they're gonna secure the kill. The shutdown goes on to Jarvan. Good 450 gold picked up by him.
To be honest,
right there.
that works out better for STF because they get the shutdown onto the Renekton.
Yeah.
Having said that, like, Black Infinity getting fed is a good thing, but the rest of the map just struggling so hard. Just look at that. Is going to be such bad news because now for the side of STF they can just stack MR and essentially you are cutting off both Karthus and Hue, and Infinity is just smart. He gets the magic pen item already at 16 minutes, so he is just trying to play, be 2 steps ahead of the curve, but again, it's not all good news for the side of Temple of Kings.
Yeah, with good
itemization,
like you mentioned, it's gonna be comfortable sailing for STF. We might be looking on for more Mercurial Treads. Maybe after the Warmog, the Rel builds that locket to provide that global shield against Black Infinity's global ultimate. And if we have to see that as well. They have so much strong engage, and if they end up taking down the Karthus early on, and suddenly there is absolutely no damage left for the side of Temple of Kings.
This way might just die again. I think Catbot has overstepped his boundaries again. Let's see if
at least it's gonna be a flash blown.
He uses his very early, but
Sun is not gonna connect. He does have his ultimate still, but guess who's behind this? Hue, like always, Black Infinity is there to provide much needed cover for his laners, and 151 CS for this Karthus right there, second highest in the game, only behind none other than Hammy's Irelia.
Yeah, but man, look at the Irelia. He's pulling off so much pressure towards himself right now. Hue is not even able to, even able to farm the waves because he's freezing those minions as well in the bot lane, and the Irelia is doing wonders for their team comp right now. And it's, I mean, if you can get this Jinx, scaling into the late game, and he is looking very comfortable so far, then I think it's all good news for the side of STF. Catbot really struggling though. He is going to go towards the top lane because he can't face the Irelia anymore.
So game has slowed down quite a bit, gives us a moment to just talk about the overall game state. 18 minutes, 9 kills to 9, 32,000 gold to 30,000. So 2,000 gold lead for Stealth Flashlight right here. 2 dragons for this red side there as well, but 6 grubs are with the side of Temple of Kings, and the entire lead, the entire gold, I mean they're not even in the gold lead, but the entire gold deficit that is there is going to be on this Karthus. 7-0 up, has to carry this game on his own, because I don't think the arrows is going to miss right there. They did try to engage there.
Man,
we can't even say the late game is going to be easier for Kings as well.
Exactly that. And the Irelia, she is at her strongest already, with the Witsend completed as well, because of how phenomenally he's been farming. I mean, 180 CS at 18 minutes is pretty good.
And just imagine if that Player of the Ruined King gets into the Masterwork item, which are gonna start rolling in pretty soon.
Yeah.
So,
okay, Hammy is looking to get that flank here towards the backline. Let's see what happens here. Ash!
Flash engaged by the Irelia, gets the Ash, will take him down. The backline completely goes bye-bye. Black Infinity is gonna follow up. 1,000 gold shutdown onto this Irelia, but Black Infinity doing a lot of damage from his passive there as well, so they end up losing just the Irelia, and they take down 3 members from Temple of Kings. Huge flank coming in by Unto Death. Hero play right there, and gets flash forward by the Jinx.
Yeah, he just tried to flash the E coming out from Hue. I think that's a smart flash, although albeit in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
But I mean, as long as you survive, right? But 4-for-1 coming out, and Infinity loses his flash and his life and the big shutdown towards the Irelia. So this is bad news. And as we spoke about TOK not doing a great job covering their flanks, and he finds the opening. R flashes onto the flashless Ash. That's just very hard to say, by the way.
Yeah, okay. I don't blame you there.
And onto the Seraphine as well. Gets the 2-3 kills onto himself. Gets the Hex Drinker. So again, so much, he's stacking so much MR that he might, not even go down in these team fights, even though there's a 7-1 Karthus on the opposite side.
Yep, Vancouver, he ended up getting the Masterwork on the Thornmail right there. So I guess that was the only completed item he had, so couldn't help it right there, but would have loved it if it was something else, I guess, because this Ash is Ash and Renekton, not really a big threat on their own regardless.
This Way might be in trouble again, Akshaj, if he decides to show up again in the bot side. He does. I think he's going to die here. I think that's a misstep by him. Jarvan does have the ultimate.
Flash!
There you go.
I mean, the Jarvan flag and drag along with the on ultimate. Well, the Jinx ult right there to help her get some sort of assist as well. In the top side, meanwhile, the whole goon squad from Temple of Kings is right there. Zen will go down. There was a good ultimate by the
Irelia,
yeah, but definitely smart not to jump into 4 people right there. Maybe if the Rel had her ultimate up, could have been something.
Akshaj has been very, very greedy throughout the second game, dying very early, as we saw earlier as well. The Irelia connected the stun, the Rel followed up, that was in the lane, and now again in the bot lane, getting caught by this J4. When you don't have the flash up, rather, on these squishy champions, the J4 can be a nightmare to play against. And that's exactly what's happening here, and looking very rough for him. And we don't usually see him struggle this hard, dying multiple times
I don't
solo
think I've
in the
ever seen
lane.
5 deaths on to Akshaj this soon. in the game. And so 22 minutes and STF are slowly pulling away with the goal lead. The 2000 goal lead is almost 3000 right now, and they are starting to make their presence felt up near this Baron, getting the vision war in their favor, and taking down this tier 3 turret in the top side as well will open up the map.
Yeah, the turret goes down as well there. Irelia does not have the ultimate, so he's not looking to fight. I think he's just fine right here.
Yeah.
Unless he decides to fight here.
Being used there as well. The teleport is
On TP is coming out though.
On the top side in the mid lane, meanwhile, T-Berry gets caught out and will end up going down. Good dodge coming onto by Zen, but the Karthus ultimate will buy a lot of damage.
Jinx is tanking the turret. That is so greedy coming out from the side of the Jinx. Well, but again,
in the top lane they end up taking down
that's a
two
full ace
members
coming out
there
by the
as
way.
well. So a complete ace. Only Kratos and his Seraphine alive. It was looking good in the mid lane when they did get the few kills back, but in the top side, Vanquisher and Hammy completely annihilate this Renekton and Karthus duo. But unfortunately, they end up losing the two members there as well, so they can't turn it into any objective.
Look at the items that are coming in, man. Hex Drinker for Jinx, Wits and Morph Malmortius completed for the Irelia. Jarvan is going to get his Spirit Visage. On has the Hollow Radiance completed, and so when you equate all of these things in, that Karthus is going to struggle trying to deal damage to the champions that he was so far up against. And now Ashe, the Ashe does not have flash as well, so the J4 can just EQ flash R if he is so out of range, and the following team fights are going to be very rough for the side of TOK unless they can pull off a miracle.
Right, and I am just assuming the Rel will be building towards that locket, and just there's going to be so much defenses up against Black Infinity and this Karthus. So this is what happens when all of your eggs are in one basket. They can just itemize against it. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, the Ashe Arrow will connect onto the Jinx. Goes down dangerously low, being forced to flash away. The way ultimate will not connect. So a lot of utility burnt onto the Jinx.
They are pinging onto the Baron. I don't think that's a good call.
Jinx will be forced to back away. There's no way she can stay in the fight with that HP, and with the Ashe and the Karthus, this Baron is just gonna start melting away. I don't think the Jarvan can make there in time, and great Baron sneak coming out from Temple of Kings out of the engage from T-Berry in the mid lane. They were like, just go onto the Jinx. They get her low, force her to back away. They did know that the Jarvan was not there as well, and completely melt this Baron, but this was a trade of soul with the Baron, so I don't think STF will be all that sad because they end up securing the Drake Soul.
The Dragon Soul, but I think that was very... I'm very surprised that they got the Baron off in the first place there. Hammy is going to try to look towards the bot side, does not get anything, but decides not to TP, and maybe in hindsight it is good to not contest the Baron because you did get the soul and you did get the second turret in the bottom lane as well, so you get 700 gold for that, and this Irelia is a very happy camper, all things considered. And let's see if they can get these standing objectives in the mid lane, in the bot lane with the Baron buff, because if anything it's just going to delay what's going to happen in the late game. Morpheus upgraded for the side of Irelia as well, so
there you go. The masterwork items are rolling in, the Sundered Sky and the Maw. Hammy actually deciding to
put the side of On though. Remember, Ashe does not have flash still, so On can still decide to engage here.
The on gets being blown. Choke point. You don't want to be in a choke point against the On and the Rel, and the side of Temple of Kings will get displaced, disappear, demolished, completely gone from the face of Summoner's Rift. Is just gonna be Catbot against the world, and the onslaught is coming onto the base. Catbot just trying to run away, do as much as he can. The smite will connect, the slow will connect. Jarvan will end up tanking the turret, and Hammy is just gonna auto attack him to death, and that's gonna be game right there. So such a crazy engage going on right there. It was just unfortunate placement. If you are in a choke point against a champion such as a Rel, such as an On, just completely forget about any sort of retaliation, and that's exactly what happened. I would love to see a replay of that team fight, and this is gonna be game 2 taken by Stealth Flashlight. So Temple of Kings dropping a game in the upper bracket finals. They have to play this game 3 out and hope that they can turn this around to keep their streak alive. And we have a team who is going toe to toe with Temple of Kings, Kaka.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I expected as well, and it's so good to see their faces as well. It's been a long time. And yeah, I mean, I think this game was done in the draft. Honestly, you can't give the man his Irelia, you can't draft 3-4 champions that are, not very mobile as well. The Karthus, the Ashe, the Seraphine, the Huid. If you lose Flash, you are essentially dead in these team fights, especially against the On and Jarvan. And the Irelia, I mean, you can just keep adding champions to good measures as well. The Rel, if we can talk about it as well. So if you pick such a squishy comp, this is what's going to happen. And I don't like the Renekton pick. I think Poppy would have been much better in the top lane, at least denying the Irelia and J4, and even the Rel from engaging. Yeah.
So let's have a look at the crucial moments of that game, and there were a lot of them in that one earlier on. Beautiful engage coming on. And another thing, just touching up for the side of the comp that you talked about, I think when you pick such a passive comp, I mean, I say passive because there is not a lot of engage. You just try to play reactively instead of being more proactive. All of the engages were at the mercy of STF. It was just whenever they wanted to start a fight, and then Temple of Kings had to respond to that instead of starting it on their own accord. And I think the Ashe arrow was the only thing that they had available, because Seraphine, I don't think that's a very reliable method of starting a fight. Maybe
I mean, these are all very good. Seraphine is a very good champion when it comes to disengaging, right?
Yeah, true.
Even the Karthus is pretty fine as long as you engage onto him. But once you get so far behind, especially with the Hue and Ashe, you stop dealing damage to these tanks who are just stacking MR left and right. And that's exactly what happened. And in the mid lane, it was just the Hammy show, just killing Catbot over and over again.
I
have seen this multiple times before.
On him ever again in this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, Hammy can do that to anyone. I remember him demolishing an Aatrox not too long ago. Killed him 9 times in the lane in a tournament as well. So he can do that, man. And if you don't respect the Irelia, and if you play greedy as Akshaj did in this game, then you are going to pay for it. And just as you said, STF were proactive throughout the game, and that was the big difference in this one.
I think Black Infinity is the only one who would know what a monster Hammy is, because he had some experience of playing with him in the same team.
Yeah, we have been teammates.
Well. Yeah, so maybe Akshaj was just not aware of Hammy Bhai's game. I guess this is what happens when you don't have a lot of competition against you. I mean, Temple of Kings, for the longest time ever, every single tournament that they take part in, they just end up winning without even dropping a single game. And it just shows sometimes in their gameplay as well. They get complacent and they just assume that they're gonna win regardless. So like, why try to do something else? And when you start coming up against great players like this, this is what happens.
Yeah, I mean, props to Black Infinity. He did what he could, but again, he picked up almost all of the kills. Every time he ganked, it was a double kill for him. But again, if only one guy gets ahead, then you can easily itemize against him, and that's exactly what happened. Unfortunately, even he could not carry this game. And we have a series in our hands, and whoever wins this game is going to go to that grand finals. And both these teams have looked so good in the respective victories. And like, Faisal, I have no idea who's going to win the third game.
I mean, it's completely. I'm clueless about what's gonna happen because in the first game, Temple of Kings looked so good. It was like, maybe is this gonna be the same thing again? I mean, STF did show glimpses. That's what made me say that STF might be the team that gives Temple of Kings some sort of competition. And the second game, they just turn the heat up and completely demolish. I just want to say demolish because if it was not for Black Infinity, this game wouldn't even have lasted 27 minutes. This was looking more like a 20 minutes GG. So this, like, every single lane losing out. We were talking about the micro wins for Temple of Kings earlier on as the game started, like how every single time Temple of Kings just ends up destroying their opponents in the lane, and the complete opposite thing happened to them right now. STF managed to win all the lanes throughout, and Temple of Kings first time had to play from behind, and they were just not able to do that.
And it looks like they have met their match, right? If you remember in the early game, level 2 Rel not wasting any second, just flash engage does not give any chance for counterplay, and that's how active you have to be against this team, because they do not make mistakes, or they do not they will punish your mistakes basically. If you are level 2 against the Rel, he will flash onto you, try to burn your flash and then punish it. So exactly what happened, and that was, I think, the big preview of the game to come as well. And yeah, just STF being more clutch in these moments and team fights as well.
Let's have a look at the damage graph. I assume the Karthus is gonna be up there because he was just so far ahead of the curve.
Yeah, for sure.
Every time you press R, you end up doing like 5,000 damage. Hue did well on the damage graph as well, but it was struggling throughout. The Ashe and the Seraphine were a complete non-factor. I hate to say it, but they were just like, they were not even there the entire game. And Hamibai on this Irelia, I mean, if you guys did not know, this was, I mean, this, now you know what a madman this guy is on that champion.
And this damage graph is slightly misleading towards the side of Akshaj, especially because he has dealt a lot of damage, but again, the enemy team had so much MR that even if you do like 22k damage, it does not matter, right? So the correct reflection would be to check the Ashe's damage, which is only 9,000. And he really struggled this game, was the MVP of game 1, but again, just playing in mobile champions against a Javan can be some experience, and that's exactly what happened. It was unplayable for him in this game.
Well, talking about the MVP of game 1, there's gonna be only
there
one shout out for the crucial MVP of game 2. It's gonna be Hamibai. Unto death on his signature Irelia, going 9-5 and 3, 9.3 CS per minute, 15,000 gold for him. And I think after a very long time, or probably the first time in Indian tournaments, we have seen Catbot lose out a lane, and boy did he lose out the lane in spectacular fashion.
Yeah, I don't think we ever see him lose lane or even give up pressure, but yeah, I mean, Hami is he's just too good at this game as well, unfortunately for Akshaj. And if you underestimate him and give him his champion, you are going to pay for it, and boy did they pay for it, right? 867 damage, 14.6k gold, 9.3 CS per minute, just making them look like fools for not banning this Irelia. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's banned in game third game starting.
So they are gonna be going into that third game, both of these teams at 1 wins each. It's gonna be a high pressure situation for both of them, but STF will be having that momentum advantage. They are coming off of a very big victory in game 2, so let's just get up for this game 3. We will be back soon. Don't go anywhere, guys.
Tell the truth.
Spotlight, hot nights, glow red in the stoplight. I slay, big swerve, big will, rich taste. I serve, line up for the looks that kill. So rich it can make you ill. Don't choke on the diamond pill. Cheap lines, get a gag like ew. Go fetch, that color, mad cash, high dollar. Just watch, don't follow, no smoke, get higher. Bad chicks at the world on fire. Bow down to the golden strand. Get in line, I'm in high demand. Come close, yeah, I'll use what I can when I can. I will rate with a 1 to a 10. I will call if I want it again. Spotlight, hot night, glow red in the stoplight. I say, big swerve, big will, rich taste. I serve, line up for the looks that kill. So rich it can make you ill. Don't choke on the diamond pill. Cheap lines, get a gag like ew. Go fetch, that color, mad cash, high dollar. Just watch, don't follow, no smoke, get higher. Bad chicks at the world on fire. Bow down to the golden strand. Get in line, I'm in high demand. Come close, yeah, I'll use what I can when I can. I will rate with a 1 to a 10. I will call if I want it again. Bow down. Shadows are calling, the curtain is drawn. How far we've fallen, I'm out on the run. Live in the violence, turning back. Live in the violence, die by the sword. Deep in the fires, that's where darkness is born. Haunting my dreams, I see the sign. Let darkness arise. I watch it all fall. I watch it all fall. I watch it all. I watch it all fall. Haunting my dreams, I see the signs. Let darkness arise. I watch it all. I watch it all fall.
And if you wanna be a millionaire, your own form of superhero, have matters in your own hands, and get away from all the zeros. Will you listen to the plan and all that it demands? Well, here's your chance. Focus on the good things, nothing on the bad. Forget all your needs, focus on the task. Now are you ready for it? Now are you ready for it? If they say you're a long shot, maybe you should pass. Well, look down at yourself, show 'em what you have. Now are you ready for it? Now are you ready for it? If you believe in all that you see, there ain't no way left that stops with a dream. Stops with a dream. And if you wanna be a millionaire, your own form of superhero, have a house in a center square, and hear your name when the wind blows. Will you listen to the plan and all that it demands? I say again. Focus on the good things, nothing on the bad. Forget all your needs, focus on the task. Now are you ready for it? Now are you ready for it? If they say you're a long shot, maybe you should pass. Well, look down at yourself, show 'em what you have. Now are you ready for it? Now are you ready for it?
Well, sorry for that. I was muted. So I was saying, welcome back to Crucial by Micron presents MidfailYT Community Clash powered by Zotac. And what a series we have on our hands. 1-1 for both of these teams in this best of 3. I am Fireball, and with me is Madness back at it again. And Madness, what a game we have in our hands right now.
Honestly, it was an amazing game. Hammy on that Irelia. What can you say about this? They banned it against him in the first game, made the mistake of not banning against him in the second game, and he showed us what he can do on that champion. He made Akshaj look like a clown basically in that mid lane at that point, right? You never see Akshaj like that. You've probably never seen a game where he's been playing like that in the recent tournaments at all. And so that just shows you how good Hammy is on that Irelia. It's nothing for Akshaj, right? It's just Hammy is that good on that champion. So definitely has to be a ban there, and they did finish it pretty quick. Around 27 minutes they finished that game. So yeah, it's a 1-1, and it's gonna be a hell of a third game. What do you predict, Fireball? Who do you think will win it before the draft happens?
I mean, yeah, if you put it out bluntly, Akshaj was struggling, and we do not see that happening all that often. Was needing Black Infinity's help again and again. So first game it was Temple of Kings who were just showing us what they have been showing us for all these years, and second game it was looking like a completely different story. So honestly, this third game is just wide open. I do not know what's gonna happen. Depends a lot on the draft. We have to see if Hammy Bhai can keep it up on other champions when he does not get the Irelia. Because come on, let's be real, I do not see Hammy getting his Irelia ever again in this tournament, because you just do not want to be risking that. He was pulling in so much pressure. Every lane he was going, he was taking 2 or even 3 champions, pulling, had this sort of a gravitational field, you know, just a massive presence. So let's see if Hammy Bhai can keep that up. And a little bit of inside information, I think the ADC from the side of STF is gonna be subbed out, and we are gonna be seeing Hailstorm coming in on that ADC role. Let's see what he can bring there as well. So there you go, guys. Temple of Kings against Stealth Flashlight in the upper bracket final. Best team from India against the best team from Pakistan. The divide between borders and high octane game coming on right here. Madness.
Yeah, and honestly, given that the level both these teams are playing on, this draft is going to be so crucial. Like what they can do in that moment is going to define what happens for the rest of the game based on that. And as you said, I think against Hammy, it's going to always be that permanent ban of the Irelia. And as you can see, Temple of Kings with their first ban banning that Irelia.
Yeah, so sides are gonna be swapped for this draft. STF back on the blue side, and Temple of Kings will be playing on the red side right there. Not wasting any time, get this Irelia out of my face. I do not want to be laning against an absolute monster right there. So good decision right there. So let's see what Stealth Flashlight ends up banning. They are gonna be sticking with the Mordekaiser and the Kiana. Kiana is a champion that Akshaj is very comfortable on, and maybe counter to the champions that Hammy wants to play as well, because we do not see a lot of Kiana regardless. Pretty sort of a niche ban right there. So that is gonna be taken away. For the side of Temple of Kings, let's see what they respond with. The Udyr again, so Stealth Flashlights, jungler, very comfortable on that Udyr. So already 2 bans out of the first 3 have to be this target sort of player bans instead of a meta ban. Madness. They are forced to ban these champions just because of the players that are there against Stealth team fight, and they are gonna be forced to leave open the champions like the Rel, the On, the Jarvan up again. But this time, well, Stealth Flashlight ends up banning the Jarvan on their own.
Yeah, honestly, good ban of that Jarvan. That Jarvan was also creating a lot of pressure, right? He was not leaving the ADC of Temple of Kings alone. T-Berry was struggling against him a lot especially because he was playing a champion like Ashe, right? Less mobility, could not get out of it, nothing to do. And as you said, the Kiana, a very targeted ban against Akshaj here. But they're, as you said, very targeted bans on both sides. So you're leaving open a lot of meta champs for the support and the ADC role that can maybe show what you can do. And again, like Stealth Flashlight did in their first in their first game, they are first picking the Kai'Sa again. But the Kai'Sa was not that important in that game, given how much pressure T-Berry and Kratos put in that bot lane.
Definitely. So Kai'Sa, one of the better first pick champions that you can take, does well in most of the situations. Pair that up with a good solid engage support and you're fine. this time it's gonna be the Jinx taken for T-Berry. He will not be playing that Ashe anymore. Was getting spanked around with this Jinx previous game, so this time he is gonna be playing that one there. And let's see what the second pick is gonna be. I assume it's gonna be the support or the jungler. That's usually what you end up blind picking. So yeah, they are gonna be going with that safe option in the Braum, keeping T-Berry safe. So Kratos will be back on this sort of tanky engaged kind of supports on this. Braum has the shield to keep the Jinx safe. So Stealth Fighter here should be responding with the support of their own, because they see the bot lane being locked in from the side of Templar Kings. They go for the on yet again. Great pick. He can play safe, does not really have to do anything much in lane. If he just scales up like we saw in the previous game, will end up getting those masterwork items and just provide so much utility for his team.
Yeah, and as you said, the masterwork items, you have to work for it, right? You have to wait for those items to form. Like Stealth Flashlight went for this kind of a comp, like in the first matchup, but they did not wait for their team to catch up to that point where they can pretty much dominate every single team fight. They started giving early fights, not even around objectives or anything. That allowed Temple of Kings to take advantage in that match. So I hope with like this kind of a comp that they try to take it a bit slow, maybe. And as we talk about that, the Rel being picked up as a support for the Kai'Sa over there, an engaged champion over there. So I think it'll be probably the jungler, the third pick. No, they're probably going for the top instead. They get the top set locked in for RTO.
Yeah, no need to blind pick the jungler. You see the top laner being picked up from Stealth Flashlight, so they end up picking the top laner for themselves as well. So this time RTO playing that set, and again this team composition from Stealth Flashlights looking so good. Just these engages coming on, and the Kai'Sa pairs up so well with these champions already. So reminding you guys, every single CC gives a stack of Kai'Sa passive, and when you have the Rel in the lane, is just so easy and so quick to get the Kai'Sa passive up and get the burst damage in. But although the Braum is there to provide some sort of support, so this time I feel the bot lane should be sort of even. Again, depends on the jungle matchup, and let's see what that is gonna be. We will be jumping into the second phase of the bans. The Kindred will be taken away from Black Infinity. A good ban, I feel, because they already have the Braum, so you do not want any more ranged champions who will end up stacking that passive quickly. So good ban coming on right there, and I feel that there should be a Karthus ban because it did give them some trouble right there, but they instead end up going for the Diana right there. So that's gonna be the ban phase done. All 10 bans locked in. Hovering the mid laner from the side of Temple of Kings, I really doubt that they're gonna be picking up the mid laner right there, because they do have the last pick available for them, but it's gonna be the Gwen. So I feel Gwen could go jungle as well. So I'm thinking it's gonna be the jungle Gwen for Black Infinity. Not sure where that is gonna end up going. And Stealth Flashlight hovering up the Kha'Zix.
That's a very spicy pick there, right? The Kha'Zix over there, given how their comp is right now. And yeah, they do lock it in. Yeah, but now it's going to be interesting to see what mid laner they pick, and the counter that Akshaj will pick up for the side of Temple of Kings instead. Because Akshaj's Syndra is pretty much open right now. His Hue is open. So it depends what you go here. What will Hammy play with now that his Irelia has been banned? And instead, Hammy is picking up that Syndra instead.
Is hovering that Syndra still is gonna be a blind pick, so ends up going for the safer option in the Lissandra. He has been playing this Lissandra a lot as well. After the Irelia, I think the Syndra, the Lissandra, these are the champions that Hammy played a lot back in the day, and it's just gonna be responded with what looks to be a Galio hover right now. Let's see if that's gonna be locked in right there in the final game of this upper bracket final. Yeah, you're not you do that. Okay.
Yep.
I guess we're doing this. Akshat did not like losing lane in the previous game. Is like, hold up, I have one pocket pick of mine as well. So he ends up taking the Katrina against the Lissandra. I mean, Lissandra does have the ultimate, the root, and the E to go away, but I feel Akshat's focus is gonna be other places. I mean, there's a lot of CC coming on from the side of STF with the Rel, with the On, so a lot of avenues for them to stop this Katarina from just becoming a Beyblade and deleting their team. But again, we are talking about Akshat and his Katarina, not just some random Katarina. Well, we did end up treating ourselves with Hammy by his Irelia. Now it's time for Akshat's Katarina, so it's gonna be spicy right now, Madness.
Yeah, and like as you said, Hammy with his OTP, with the Aurelia, now Akshat is like, yeah, I have a character that I'm named after. I'm probably gonna play that one, right? And like I'm gonna show you what you can actually do with your OTP, especially now that we banned yours. So he's gonna show, but as you said, a lot of CC from the side of Stealth Flashlight, but I'm pretty sure Akshat will try to go for his Beyblade, as you say, his ultimate, when all that CC is probably down. So he's probably going to look for those timings and probably channel it in with the Braum ultimate at the same time. So it's going to be interesting to see how they go for these team fights, but honestly, I still favor the comp of Stealth Flashlight in this
Yeah,
draft.
that's what I was about to touch on. After this draft as well, I feel Stealth Flashlight I just love these two champions, the On and the Rel. You saw in the last game as well, at the last team fight, if you ever find yourself in a choke point, the abilities of these two champions are just insane, and the AoE damage coming on by the Lissandra there as well, along with the Kaisa. I feel Stealth Flashlight might have an edge this time around as well in the draft. But for the side of Temple of Kings, let's see what Black Infinity can do on this Gwen. If Gwen gets fed, it's just gonna be obnoxious. No tank can stand in front of a fed Gwen. It does not matter how much armor, how much magic resist, how much HP do you have. This Gwen is just gonna scissor her way through, and the set will be going up against the On, the Gwen against the Kazakhs. The mid lane matchup, I'm excited to see that. I think it's safe to assume the action is gonna be around mid lane yet again. And the bot lane this time, I think T-Berry will be feeling a little more confident because of that Braum in front of him, providing that shield. So again, game 3, upper bracket final. Both of these teams have to bring out their A games, and Temple of Kings for the first time looks like they are sweating. It's not gonna be easy sailing for them. It's not gonna be just like a breeze, and they really have to, focus up and try to win this one out if they want to secure their place in the grand finals and not have to go through the lower bracket.
Yeah, and as you say, like Stealth Flashlight having the superior pick in terms of CC and the way they can go for team fights. But as we said, that usually does not matter when you're facing Temple of Kings. The Temple of Kings likes to play it how they like to play it. They'll take the champs that they want and they'll try and make it work, like they did it in game 1. Even though we Stone Cold said that Stealth Flashlight has the best comp here, right? They did not actually play around that comp. They did not wait for the timings that they can take and then build up all those items. Instead, they tried to force fights, or actually fell into those traps that Temple of Kings were giving for fights, and they were taking it up, getting trapped in it, falling behind. So maybe if Temple of Kings go for that early on aggression, they can maybe counter the kind of CC that later on this team of the Stealth Flashlight can put out.
So, but the momentum is for the side of Stealth Flashlight right now. They would be feeling very happy, very confident coming out of that second game with this very convincing victory. So enough talking right now. Let's just jump into this final game of the series. Level 1 shenanigans. Temple of Kings is guarding all of their entrances. Stealth Flashlight grouped up as 5 members yet again in this mid lane bush, waiting for the jungler to come in front for the ward. I think Black Infinity will end up getting caught now. No, he ends up unlocking his dash and will survive right there. So well done by not giving up a kill right there, I guess.
Yeah, and at the same time, look at those pings coming in from TOK. They're securing the red side of stealth flashlight. So, but instead of actually going for anything, just looking for some maybe vision, putting something out, but they didn't even put wards down, they're just falling back. So yeah, Gwen, only problem of this is Gwen having to unlock that dash first here. That's all that pretty much this early pressure did provide. So it's going to be interesting how fast her clear is after that point. So they might have to give a better leash over here. And look at this, RTO kind of trying to set up for this Ornn over here.
Yeah, just gets a quick trade in. We'll start up the laning phase with some sort of an HP advantage right there. Would not bother that on all too much. Both the junglers starting on the same side of the map. There is a deep ward near the Raptors for the side of Temple of Kings. So if when Kha'Zix goes towards that side, he will be spotted out. But the same is there for the side of STF near the Wraiths of Black Infinity. So early information should be going on for both of these sides. And pretty standard runes coming on all around the map. The Rel opting for the exhaust, I think that's a good option when you're up against a Jinx, the Katrina and the Gwen. The exhaust is gonna be providing a lot of utility right there. Did end up pushing in the Jinx as in Kai'Sa, that's what you would expect. The mid lane getting pushed in as well because of the Lissandra AoE damage, and nothing too crazy going on.
Yeah, just pretty much standard laning phases at this point, nothing crazy as you said. Both junglers hovering towards their top side of their map right now, the top quadrants. RDO putting some damage, but he might have to be wary of this Kha'Zix coming in soon after he gets his blue buff. That's all that he has to worry about. And as you said, Lissandra pushing this in because of her AoE damage here. Catbot falling a bit behind in HP here, but that's to be expected. This is just a farming point for Katrina at this point, Katarina, and yeah, Gwen finishing her entire top side backing gets her itemization, but I see, even though Gwen started that dash first, he's finishing her clear way faster than the
Look at that
Kha'Zix.
auto spacing coming on every single time Katrina is in auto attack range. Hammy is just spamming ice shards all over this Katrina. That's the sign of a great laner right there, just not letting Catbot breathe freely even for a second. And now the camps have been done. The junglers might be looking to get some ganks in anywhere. They will be taking the opposite side Scuttle Crabs. Black Infinity is there. Katarina bot is passing towards Infinity. Hamibai should not face check. He should know better than that. Will end up wasting his flash right there. I mean, he should have expected that. You see your jungler taking the crab. It just means the opposite jungler is going to be taking the opposite side of the map. And you see Catbot walking towards that bush as well. So misplay coming on right there by Hammy, and ends up blowing his flash for that.
Yeah, honestly, a player of Hammy's caliber should be expecting that the jungler is there at the bot side, right? He's seen where his jungler is taking the scuttle. He should understand where the other jungler is taking the scuttle. According to that, just because of that misplay, Hammy ends up burning that flash, and with that, the subsequent TP also having to be burned to come back to lane faster right now. So maybe a bit of misplay from Hammy going to put him in early disadvantage. Going to allow maybe the jungler in the side of Gwen to come in earlier later on, given that Hammy's flash is down.
Yeah, now T-Berry did end up building that slow push, will end up crashing this wave, and has to take down this wave as well for the complete can. A lot of damage actually coming on by T-Berry. The rockets doing so much, and Kai'Sa and Rel going pretty low under their own turret. Is keeping up on farm though, so not all is lost. So if he picks up this wave, is gonna be even on farm. Jinx will end up getting the quicker recall. Let's see what she ends up buying on the first pack. Katrina has recalled, did end up getting the blasting wand, will teleport back into the lane, and Hamibai just ended up getting the boots for the extra move speed and one amplifying dome.
Yeah, and then Jinx probably going for that collector side build right now, I think so. Going for the lethality that the newish kind of build that we see on the Jinxes nowadays.
Hmm.
So an excellent buy back for him. He's getting that BF sword on that back, so proving to be very important for him. Just getting that much wave, getting that back. You're not even having to burn any health pots yet. On the side of Hailstorm was pushed back a lot in that lane, fell back, but it's still very even on CS, getting the perfect CSing under tower. At the same time, the Gwen taking the rift, taking the 3 grubbies almost. Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
the blue side can stop this.
Stealth flashlights either on this Kazakhs realize none of the bot laners are there, both of them had recoiled and the dragons is permanently isolated, so just quickly takes that one down as well. So 3 grubs will be traded on for the first dragon, so Chemtech dragon for the side of stealth flashlights and 3 void grubs going towards TOK, so the early chip damage on the turret will start coming in. Kaisa now will be just looking to push in this wave and try to reset that lane status there. Is pretty behind on items. I mean, I guess just 580 difference. The pickaxe plus the longsword compared to the BF sword for the Jinx. So already you can see the stress and the pressure almost of this big final game. Nothing too crazy going on. 7 minutes and the first blood has not been taken yet. Everyone just giving each other a lot of respect, playing carefully, do not want to throw away the game earlier on, just fight for objectives and not take stupid fights.
Yeah.
Oh, in the mid
and
lane,
in this,
Katrina bot ends up engaging onto the Lissandra, but the ultimate is right there to stop her in her tracks. The ultimates are being traded right there. In the bot side jungle, though, the Rel will try to run away. The Bromstone connects. The Gwen is there. Flash forward. First blood by Black Infinity. Now Hailstorm will be forced to flash away as well. Do not want to be diving that one. So bot lane gets caught here near the Dragon Pit. Takes away flashes for both of them, and Black Infinity gets the first blood, and the first kill is on the board at 8 minutes.
yeah, and as we were talking about, neither team wants to be giving up that first blood. The big fight goes on in the bot lane. Rel being just caught a bit off guard, stack off that Brom passive, getting onto him too much. The Gwen coming in, getting the Rel, then even pushing forward, trying to get Hailstorm off guard, and because of that, Hailstorm having to burn that flash. So an early disadvantage right now for the side of Stealth Flashlight. But it's nothing too big. They did manage to get the Drake while they gave the grubs. But honestly, at this point, I would rather get the grubs and get a Chemtech dragon.
Yep. So 9 minutes into the game, first blood for the side of Temple of Kings have the 1,500 gold lead advantage already. Hailstorm did not end up losing his life, but end up losing his flash, so they will keep that one in mind, and he will have to position himself properly. Black Infinity will start clearing his top side of the jungle, might look to recall, and then might look to hit on this flashless Kaisa in the bot side.
Yeah, and look at this. Even trades going out in the middle lane, nothing much big. Even in CS, it's the top lane where the CS is different, with the Ornn going in a bit, getting a bit of chunk damage, but nothing much there. And it's still just a bit in disfavor of Ornn, but hey, Ornn's going to be scaling up a bit more. He's going to be he's going to be upgrading other people's items. So yeah, Ornn is definitely a better pick in that sense. But Set will be dominating the laning phase.
CS advantages all around the board for the side of Temple of Kings. Just the mid lane is pretty even. 20 CS lead already in the top side. Almost 20 CS lead. I mean, yeah, 20 CS lead in the bottom side there as well. So a lot of gold is being slowly chipped away, and gold lead is being built up by CS numbers itself. Now RTO will find Van Crusher. He'll just flash away, but Gwen is here, catching on to Hammy by being forced to flash away defensively yet again. So good pressure coming on by Temple of Kings, not letting Hammy by breathe even for a second.
Yeah, and as soon as Hammy pretty much gets his flashback up, he's being forced to burn it again just to get away. So good pressure being put on from Infinity there, right? He's always being making Hammy burn this flash. That Hammy might not have it at crucial moments. But
Yeah.
Catbog, I don't think you win that trade, buddy.
Black Infinity finishes his Nashor's Tooth. That's a scary Gwen already. We did talk about it in the draft as well. You do not want the Gwen of all people to get fed, because being a fed Karthus is a separate thing. Being a fed Gwen is a completely other thing. There's just no one who can deal with this Gwen right now. In the bot side, we might start to look for an engage. The Braum gets caught out. The Lissandra ult will force the Braum to flash away. Great disengage coming on. Now the Jinx with the rockets doing a lot of damage now. Black Infinity is here. He wants a piece of this. The Rel going dangerously low. The ult will buy some time, and T-Berry will end up securing that kill onto the Rel. So what started as an engage for the side of Stealth Flashlight, they just end up losing a member of their own. So good counter coming on there by Black Infinity again at the correct place at the correct time. Will end up getting a kill for his team and this second dragon as well.
Yeah, man, this man has like a sixth sense of knowing exactly when to be at what times and where he has to look for things. Burning that ghost very early on just to get that speed, just to get closer to that fight. And again, the Rel is the only one being sacrificed in that. So the only person who has died in this game being that Rel. So not much of a disadvantage, but the kill is going on the Gwen here, right? Gwen and the Jinx having those kills. So you're on your hyper carries basically having those kills is very important. And because of that kind of engage, the the Hextech Dragon going more
on. The jump is available onto the Jinx right there, so survives with a sliver of HP. The shield just soaks up so much damage. On pretty safe, very hard to 100 to 0 and well burst down and on, so should be confident right there. Now Kai'Sa and the Rel will end up pushing in this wave as well. Gets one wave back, and that will bring her on par with the Jinx on the CS department at least. Has the static shift completed, and the Jinx has straight up just gone for the Infinity Edge route and has completed that item right away. Now Vancusher might be caught between a rock and a hard place. The set is right here. Vancusher already dangerous low. Katarina bot is here to provide some sort of support. Hammy is here. Great engage coming on with the on comboed by the Lissandra ultimate, but Katrina bot just going ham and gets a double kill. Now the entire Goon squad is right here. Kratos will provide the necessary engage tools, and at the end of the day it's gonna be a 3-for-1 in favor of Temple of Kings.
Yeah, and that, as you said, such an excellent, even after such an excellent engage with the Ornn ultimate, with the Lissandra ultimate, did not actually matter at the end of the day. Even though they caught so many members of TOK off guard over there in that fight, they still had to bury 3 of their own members so that they could bury 1 member of TOK.
And that is gonna mean they end up taking the rest of the grubs as well. So 5 unfortunately did not get the 6 sweet spot right there. The Rift Herald ended up being spawned, but still 5 grubs to 0, 1 dragon to 1, 5 kills to 1. So at 15 minutes we're looking at a 3000 goal lead for the side of Temple of Kings, and kills on all the right members there. Katrina bot now. Akshay took it personally in the previous game. Is like, hold up, let me show you what I can do there as well. Is 2-0 and 2 with a 150 gold bounty on his head already against Hammy's Lissandra, and this Katrina is gonna be scary to deal with right now.
Yeah, definitely. Akshay has definitely taken it personally. He is not stopping. He's looking for pretty much any fight that he can take here. He wants to show his dominance right now. He wants to show why we think him as one of the best mid laners in this region, if not the best. So that being said, he has completed his itemization. He has a 150 bounty on his head, the only champion in the game with a bounty on his head currently. And as you said, all the kills on all the right champions, except for maybe the Braum, maybe getting 1 kill by mistake over there in that team fight up top. But other than that, yeah, excellent start for TOK over here. At 15 minutes, having this much of a goal lead is also crucial. Plus, they got, as you said, they couldn't get that 6th point grub, only managed to get 5. But as you said, that Katrina going on to the Lissandra.
Akshay just straight up engaging onto this Lissandra in the middle and almost takes, will end up taking down, will end up escaping No way, right? Yeah, so Kha'Zix will come and shut down the Katrina, so it's a 1-for-1, but again, you're just seeing how oppressive this Fed Katrina can be. Now, whatever was happening to Akshat's way in the second game is happening to Hammy's Lissandra in this third game. In the bot lane, Seaberry and Kratos are just straight up murdering Hailstorm and Zen in this bot lane, forcing them out of the turret right there. Now Black Infinity is coming, he's pinging on to Kratos. Stop their recalls, my boy, I am here. Black Infinity will end up taking down the support and the ADC as well. So Kratos ends up getting 1 kill out of that. Not ideal, but hey, look at how much XP and gold in form of waves the Hailstorm is gonna be missing, and this is straight up gonna be the second turret with these grubs as well.
Yeah, tier 2 turret going in, but at the same time, look at Katrina. Catbot going on the Lissandra here, but not getting much of it, just maybe about equal trading there. But because of the pressure bot side, they know it's a free Rift Herald here, and because of the gold difference right now, the objective bounties are online, right? So this Rift Herald does have that objective bounty, so it's going to be definitely a bit of a salvation for the side of Stealth Flashlight.
So already Temple of Kings 5,000 goal lead for them at 17 minutes, and we're starting to see why Temple of Kings were dominating this region all these years. I mean, last game they did have some sort of a slip up, but looks like they're just back to their A game yet again. Will end up taking the second dragon right there as well. Black Infinity completing his second item, the Rift Maker, along with the Nash's Tooth. I don't think there's any champion who can go up against this Gwen right now.
And look at this, the Sandra caught in a very hard place over here.
Yeah, the engage will connect on to Hammy, and he will buy some time with his ultimate. Does end up healing, but it's just a matter of seconds before he ends up going down there as well. But RTO will end up paying for his life. The support is there from the side of Stealth Flashlight, so they commit 4 members in the top side. That just means the mid lane and the bot lane are there to push. They are going to be taking down the tier 3 in the mid, and honestly they can just keep going on the second turret as well with their Void Grubs, and yeah, they will end up taking down the tier 2 turret as well. Brom Shield will just stop the on-horn, and in the top side, Stealth Flashlight are continuing their push as well with the Rift Herald. They end up getting the charge on the tier 2, and they should be backing off right now.
Yeah, but I don't think it's that worth it, given they only got 1 turret top for 2 turrets.
Flash forward by Hammy onto this Katrina right there, ends up spinning and will escape. Will he? Flash forward by Vankashur will make sure that he secures that kill for his team right there. Now T-Berry fighting for his life, trying to kite away as much as he can, but the double kill comes on right now. Hammy by will secure the 3rd kill, so it's gonna be a 3-for-1 in favor of Stealth Flashlight. Do end up getting a lot of shutdowns back in their pocket, so some of this gold at least going back to the side of Stealth Flashlight.
Yeah, and an excellent flash engage by the Lissandra on to Catbot. But Catbot, even with quick, he basically almost got out of that situation unless the Ornn had come in there. Ornn pretty much stopping him over there, getting that kill back. So they trade for 1 turret top with those 2 kills bought for the 2 turrets in the mid lane. So all in all, yeah, equalizing a bit in goal, but see, the goal lead is still around 4.6k, still a huge goal lead, even though they got the objective bounties from the turret and from that Rift Herald. So still pretty much behind for the side of Flashlight. They're slowly trying to narrow that gap right now.
Yeah, so now the mid lane will see some action. Vankashur going down dangerous low. Black Infinity is just so fed. The Brom Q will connect. The stacks are right there. And Black Infinity will end up taking down him as well. So that just means that is going to be a free Baron for the side of Temple of Kings. And they're just going to be looking to snowball this one and convert it into a victory.
Yeah, and this is that because of those 2 kills right there, they're getting that free Baron off it, right? and they're just slowly now increasing the gap. As I said, Self-Flashlight was trying to decrease that gap. The gap is now becoming a canyon at this point. It's going to become too huge at one point that even Self-Flashlight plays everything perfectly from that point forward. There'll be nothing that they can actually do, given how much of the gap there is currently.
I mean, if
And
we have
look
a
at that with
replay
the
of that fight in mid lane, it just all started from the Jinx just getting the chompers onto Vancouver, and then the Goon squad arrived, completely collapsing onto the On and securing 2 kills. So all of this started in the mid lane. Well, Stealth Flashlight did end up getting 3 good kills and just lost 1 of their own. And this was looking like this could have been the start of their comeback, but they just ended up throwing it all away in the mid lane, and they are now down a Baron buff as well. So definitely Stealth Flashlight feeling very, very behind. So yeah, this is the mid lane fight. Vancouver getting slowed down, a Black Infinity comes in. Now a good Braum Q will connect onto the Kha'Zix. The stack is right there. Well, in the live picture meanwhile, we have a fight going on in the bot side jungle, well, the mid side jungle, and 2 members are just dead from the side of Stealth Flashlight, and either is not going to be living for all that much. Is a matter of moment. The stacks are on. Well, he ends up jumping away, so will survive with his HP. Now Kratos is just not giving up. He's like, I will not let you go away, you cockroach. And Black Infinity and T-Berry will just be taking down this inhibitor. Kratos is just not letting this guy live at all. So
this is just pure bullying at this point.
Yeah, finally ends up
not
going
letting this
down.
man have anything. And at the same time, the inhibitor falling in the mid lane, right? So because of all this time, even though they've committed 2 members to chasing that Kha'Zix, they still managed to get the inhibitor in the mid lane, showing you how far ahead they are currently, right? Plus, now the Mountain Drake is up. They will probably be getting that Mountain Drake unless the side of Stealth Flashlight try to commit for a fight. Lissandra is pushing the top lane, but she does have that TP up still, so she can maybe TP in for a fight. Unless they want to maybe just give up this Mountain Drake.
Yeah, now the gold lead slowly has just turned into a massive mountain. 10,000 gold ahead at 23 minutes, getting the 3rd dragon there as well. And all of these dragons are mountain dragons, and will provide so much more so much more defenses for the side of Temple of Kings, and it's just looking rough. I think Temple of Kings should be able to finish this one off pretty soon, unless there's a huge throw, which we don't see Temple of Kings do all that often.
True, we honestly don't see them make so many mistakes, make any mistakes at all. They've been playing this game perfectly, almost, I would say. And look at, as you said, Infinity, once he starts snowballing on this champ, there's nothing you can do. And just look at him, he does not mind going anywhere.
Yeah, like the on-horn in the mid lane will be blown up. The teleport is being channeled by the set. Catbot goes dangerously low, will end up going down by Hailstorm, but the damage is coming in from the Kai'Sa. Gets a double kill already. The set will take down the on, but here comes T-Berry with his mistake right there. 2 flashes, not
oopsie.
Oopsie, but I think this is gonna be game right here. 4 members down from the side of Stealth Flashlight. The ADC is up. The turrets will end up going down. Kratos, can he get the snipe? Well, does not matter all that much. So here we go. Temple of Kings back to doing what they have been doing all this while. They did have a slip up in the 2nd game, but come back so far ahead in the 3rd one, completely dominate the 3rd game, and will secure their place in the grand finals, take the series 2-1 against Stealth Flashlight. But yep, more of the same, I'm afraid.
Yeah, and honestly, I think this was the most dominant one-sided game of this series, honestly, the way it was played. Even though both teams won 1 game each, this 3rd game just showed that Temple of Kings is maybe a notch higher currently than Stealth Flashlight, given how they played this last matchup, right? And they did not show any mercy at all. And Akshaj on this Katrina was good, so you know he's gonna be pushing everywhere. But I honestly think the man of the hour in this game right here was Infinity, right? You have to say this man was everywhere and at all the right times. This guy really has a sixth sense of where to be placing himself. He honestly might have maybe not have Fog of War in front of him.
Yeah, definitely. Like, if you need a jungle masterclass, guys, just watch the replays we have up on our YouTube channel and just track Black Infinity. Just look at what he does, and he shows all the great characteristics of an amazing jungler. Even in the first game, if it was not for Black Infinity, that game would have been over like 10 minutes earlier. He was providing a lot of support for his team, counter ganking the mid lane, helping Katrina bot out there as well. But it's a new game, third game, completely dominating performance coming out by Temple of Kings. Katrina bot had a great comeback as well after getting slapped around in the second game, honestly. But Tix brings out his Katrina. He's like, what you can do on Irelia, old guy, I can do on Katrina better, and just shows why his name is Catbot. And Infinity, well, it's just no words. The more praise you give him, the better he gets. And let's just look at the scoreboard of that game as soon as that is up. Before that, we will be looking at the crucial moments and the highlights from this third game. It was just Temple of Kings from the beginning, and Temple of Kings playing more safe, more secure, Madness, and securing this win.
Yeah, and definitely look at this. This is all what it started off. Infi going in that bot lane, getting one pick actually, but causing the Kaiser to burn a flash, and Rel going for another second death over there. And I want to talk about how, you know, in this game, because how deadly the Gwen and Katrina is, nobody's targeting the Jinx in the backline, right? Nobody can even reach her. The Jinx is giving so much damage from the backline. And once again, this was an excellent engage by the Ornn and Lissandra, but even with the kind of engage they're giving, they cannot win team fights, given how the comp is of Temple of Kings. That instant damage basically almost out.
Yeah, definitely. I feel this Kha'Zix pick did not really work out in their favor.
Yeah.
The Javan were just doing so much more in the previous game. Kha'Zix was not able to turn into that complete assassin monster, just deleting people off of the map. Was not getting those opportunities at all. And this time the laning was pretty well from the side of Temple of Kings. All the lanes were doing fine for themselves, and actually they were like sort of winning lane. That helps out obviously, and they were just always in the goal lead from the get-go. There were no turning points at all, while this fight right there in the bot lane, Stealth Flashlight did end up getting 3 kills back, getting a lot of shutdowns, but it just did not end up mattering because of this Gwen, who was carrying her team on her back along with the Katarina. And Temple of Kings find themselves in a grand finals yet again. I mean, I don't think there has been a tournament where we are seeing a team which is not Temple of Kings in the grand finals. Madness.
Yeah, honestly, they have been showing dominant form, but they do show that they are mortal with their second map loss, right? To Stealth Flashlight. Stealth Flashlight did give a good fight up till the first 2 games. Third game was maybe a little one-sided. Maybe their only point of victory was that bot lane fight where they got those kills, right? About the only thing they could do. But otherwise, Stealth Flashlight might be a potential rival for TOK in the future.
Definitely, if stuck together. Like, we have to keep in mind as well, Temple of Kings have been playing a lot more tournaments, have been playing together as a team for a long time. So Stealth Flashlight, if given the chances and the opportunity, if they stick together, definitely they are looking like a force to be reckoned with. 24 minutes and 40 seconds is what it took for Temple of Kings to take down Stealth Flashlight in this second game. 20 kills to 8, 12,000 gold lead, absolute domination, 10 turrets to 2-3 dragons. All they needed was that one Baron to completely secure the game, and it was just smooth sailing. Never in this game was there any point where it looked like it is getting close or Stealth Flashlight might have some avenue back into this game. And just GG's to Temple of Kings. Yet another grand finals, but all is not lost for Stealth Flashlight. They do have the chance in the lower brackets, go through that, and they can have this revenge rematch in the grand finals if they end up winning the lower bracket for themselves. But that's gonna be hard as well. We have great teams in the lower bracket waiting for them, and well, we have a great tournament in our hands. This looks like it's not gonna be just Temple of Kings, just that one team that we always look forward to. We have a lot of competition for them.
Yeah, it's not one-side domination anymore, right? TOK is now having to face teams that potentially have the opportunity to maybe even beat TOK, right? So they're gonna have to be on their best form. And now, guys, we will be looking at the damage graph, and I can't wait to see how much damage this Gwen has given out over here.
I mean, yeah, there you go. It's actually gonna be the Jinx, like you mentioned.
The Jinx
was
from the backline,
just left unnoticed. He was getting those AoE rockets with the Runan's Hurricane. T-Berry completely turning it around from the second game as well, when he was not able to do a lot from the Ashe behind. But now with the Braum in front of her, providing the support for the Jinx, just doing what Jinx does best with the hyper carry, Infinity Edge, Runan's Hurricane, and taking over team fights with the AoE damage right there. Another thing I would like to point out as the Kha'Zix's damage, doing barely 200 more damage than the support of Temple of Kings, so it was a complete non-factor. So that pick just not working out in their favor at all.
Honestly, even when we saw it in the pick, the draft, we were like, maybe this doesn't suit with the kind of draft they've gone with. Because with his assassination, he will probably not, he won't even know who to go for the assassination, right? The only one he can maybe try to assassinate is the Jinx, and she has so many people backing her up. You can never even see the light of day against her, given how much support she has around her. And as you said, she's in the back line, nobody's focusing. Everyone's trying to get this Gwen and the Katrina who's been melting everybody, and no one just notices this Jinx just pew-pewing from behind, just melting everyone out. The health bar is just falling, and because she has the Ruinous Hurricane, just melting multiple people at the same time.
With all of that being said, let's have a look at the crucial MVP for this third game, and who else other than Black Infinity, putting his team on his back yet again, making great plays earlier on. This guy just knows where to be. This guy is the perfect example of the perfect jungler. I mean, it's just a treat to watch this guy play for our region and for our country in Asian games as well. So guys, every time this guy steps on the Rift, you know you're gonna be in for a treat and for a jungling masterclass, and he showed it yet again. 5-2 and 7, 487 damage per minute, and going 11,000 gold. And it was his decisions, like the bot side fight. He was there when needed, in the mid lane as well, just needed when he has to be, taking the objectives, keeping his farm up. Like, everything he did was just so picture perfect, and he was just too much to deal with for Stealth Flashlight.
This man like one of the only reasons that they snipped their way to victory, given the way he was playing, right? He's the one who initially got their first blood for the team, got the momentum on his team side, went for it, did not stop at any point. And the way his locations are at every time, I'm honestly thinking this man does not have a fog of war. He honestly knows what he needs to be doing at the same time. And given that he has such a good team to back him up at the same time, right? The way that T-Berry has played this Jinx was very good. He's been playing the Ashe in the other two games, but his Jinx is also same on power. Can't stop him, and there's no one to jump on him, especially. So he's playing pretty safe as the ADC, and obviously Akshaj on that Katarina, right? Yeah. He's also kind of an unstoppable on that character. He showed that, hey, you can pull out Hammy, you can pull out the Irelia, I'm gonna pull out the Katarina. Let's see who's better right now, buddy.
Definitely, and you know what's scary is Black Infinity just does not play solo queue at all. I mean, I sit with him on Discord, I'm great friends with him. this guy is this good at his role without like essentially practicing. The only time he plays League of Legends is during these tournaments. This man does not play flex, does not play 5-man stacks, does not play solo queue. He will sit and play 10 games of deadlock and 5 games of TFT rather than play 1 game of solo queue, and even after that he's that good. So it's just I guess it's just the talent that is present in him, and that just shows how great of a player he is. So
Yeah.
Black Infinity is just such a great member to have in your team.
Yeah, I think the game is just too easy for him at this point,
Yeah.
the way that he's showing it. Hey, right? No practice, and look how he's playing. He's playing it to perfection almost, the way he's playing his role, right? I don't see a better jungler on the Rift currently in this region at this point, the way he's been playing it. And you have one of the best mid laners to team that up with you in Akshay in the mid. So this team there's a reason they've been dominant for so long. Because if one member falls behind, the other member is there to pick them right back
it up,
up,
yep,
right?
definitely.
They have that chemistry, and as you said, they've been playing together for a long time at this point, right? So maybe Stealth Flashlight does also start to play together for maybe a longer period of time. They can honestly become good drivers to this team. And the way I'm seeing it, given how the tournaments are progressing, right? You see more and more teams coming up that are trying to give a match to Temple of Kings at the current moment, right? They have a goal to aim for. The goal in every tournament for them is who's going to beat Temple of Kings right now, right? So they have something to work towards. Why is this? Sometimes Temple of Kings is getting a bit complacent in the way they're playing, right? Because they've been dominant for so long. Yeah, you saw it in the second game, definitely, the way they've done it. And that's about how it happens. When you're on the top, there's always people gunning for your spot, right?
Definitely. So another thing we did not talk about all that much was Temple of Kings are missing a key member in Angel's Lotus, their challenger ADC, who is hands down the best ADC that we have in the region. So he is not available for this tournament. So T-Berry has big shoes to fill up, and he is showing up. I mean, second game he did struggle a lot, but that could be said for his entire team. It's not that it was his fault. So T-Berry showing up big time, filling up the void left behind by Angel's Lotus in the bot side role as well. And every time Temple of Kings lose a member, they replace it so well. I think that's just another quality that they have. We saw it in the top side as well. They ended up losing Panda, who I don't think anyone can replace regardless, but they ended up getting a lot of great players like Dead Corporal, and after losing him as well, they ended up getting RTO. So I guess when you are a team which is as dominating as Temple of King, all of these great players just end up gravitating towards you. Everyone wants to be a part of the winning team, and everyone would want to be playing for Temple of Kings. So it's just like the Real Madrid or Barcelona of League of Legends tournaments. Every single great player just wants to play for you. So they end up replacing the players very well as well. And Temple of Kings yet again finding themselves in the finals.
Yeah, I think honestly the way you said it, right? Everyone knows that if they play with this team, there is a higher chance of them winning a trophy, right? And everybody in this game or any esports you play, you want to win trophies, right? At the end of the day, prize, you get the money, that's fine, but the trophy, the respect, the fame that you get, that's what all comes from winning the tournament. So they're obviously going to naturally gravitate towards a team that's already for so long been winning, right? So they know that they can be winning with this team, and like their chemistry is very well matched. Even though T-Berry has just come in for this tournament at this point, right? He's just played it for now instead of Angel's Lotus, but you don't see that many missteps that he's making at all, given how it is. So how the calling is being done on the team is working with T-Berry at the same time. T-Berry is not missing out a step. In the second game, it was a bit of a problem because they did draft the Ashe against the Jarvan and everything, a hard chance for a non-mobility target. But now with the Jinx, you can see that when he has a proper front line and everything, how much damage he's putting out from behind.
Yeah, so guys, make sure that you follow us on our socials. That is going to be League of Legends in SA if you want to be up to date with all of the updates that we put out, and you can be part of the tournaments. We have a lot of tournaments lined up for you guys. You can be a content creator, you can just provide support to the community in any sort of way. Make sure that you follow us on Discord, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, whatnot, and keep up to date with whatever we have in store for you. So let's look at the tournament brackets right now at this stage after the upper bracket final has been played. So it is gonna be Temple of Kings who are gonna be in the grand finals. We will be getting that graphic up for you on screen, pretty sure. So I think another great thing that has been coming out of this tournament is like teams like this, Stealth Flashlight, they got a taste of the competitive tournament yet again. Maybe that just sparks the, gamer in them to keep it going, because honestly the esports club is being doing such a great job with League of Legends in this region, pumping out these tournaments one after the another and reviving the competitive scene like we have never seen before, with so many tournaments one after the other. So we thank Crucial, we thank Zotac Gaming, we thank the esports club to honestly complete overhaul of the competitive scene in India. And let's have a look at those brackets right now. So the grand final is set up. It's gonna be Temple of Kings who end up winning the upper brackets. It was not easy for them. Well, you would expect them to not drop games, but they ended up dropping 2 games, believe it or not. One against Phoenix Gaming of all people in the quarterfinals. They ended up dropping 1 game in the upper bracket finals just now against Stealth Flashlight in spectacular fashion, but they did end up securing their rightful place in the grand finals. Now lower bracket finals are set up right there. We have Stealth Flashlight awaiting either Taiseng Warriors or Kakao Gaming. The lower bracket round 3 will be played tomorrow, and will be played, and we will be playing the lower bracket finals day after to see who is gonna be going up against Temple of Kings in the grand finals, Madness.
Yeah, and I think this is the first time I'm seeing Temple of Kings in a tournament dropping more than 1 map before they even hit the grand finals, right?
Yeah.
So that's interesting. So we can see that slowly people are understanding how maybe to play against such a great team, how to maybe try to counter what they do and everything. They're getting those maps soon. Maybe you can see, God hope not, but might see them lose up again, right? And so maybe we can see a rematch of the same matchup, right, in the grand finals if they win the lower bracket. Because I honestly think Stealth Flashlight is amazing at what they do when they draft. Maybe have to work a bit more on their game plan and everything. But other than that, they played a pretty good game.
So guys, make sure that you follow us and are tuning in back again for tomorrow's game. We have a banger in hand for you there as well. Another best of 3 series. There's gonna be a lower bracket game between Taiseng Warriors and Kakao Gaming that will be there to secure their place in the lower bracket finals, who will end up going up against Stealth Flashlight. So make sure you do not miss that as well. And like you mentioned that it could be a rematch, so Stealth Flashlight will be planning and devising to get their revenge in the grand finals, which is gonna be a best of 5. But that is gonna be it from us in this series. Crucial by Micron presents MidfailYT Community Clash powered by Zotac Gaming. The upper bracket finals taken down 2-1 by Temple of Kings against Stealth Flashlight. This was me, Fireball. It was a pleasure casting with you, Madness, and we will see you guys tomorrow.
System. Alright, let's do this.
Once there was a hunter who saw what others could not. With a magic case in her backpack, she roamed with wild abandon into the great unknown. Her gaze inescapable, her reflexes lightning fast. When armies swarmed, she went through. With eyes open wide, hands steady, holding, watching, capturing everything in sight.
The Crucial Pro DDR5 RAM kit comes with a sleek, modern look that will complement any build. But aesthetics aside, it's the performance that really matters. So let's dive into it. The default JEDEC timings are 46, 45, 45, but it does come with 2 XMP and Expo settings for those looking for a little more performance. With XMP 3.0 Profile 1, you can push the speed up to 5600 mega transfers per second. If you prefer a slightly lower speed but tighter timings, Profile 2 offers 5200 mega transfers per second at 42, 42, 42 timings. We've run some benchmarks and stress tests to give you an idea of how it performs. In general, dropping the speed and tightening the timings with the second XMP/Expo profile yielded better results for us on our test system. Paired with a Ryzen 7800X 3D, we saw anywhere from a 1 to 5% performance bump depending on workloads. All in all, the Crucial Pro DDR5 64GB RAM kit by Micron is a fantastic choice for first-time builders and enthusiasts alike.
You were right, Kate. My sister is gone. There's only Jinx now.
I want to tear that laugh from her throat forever.
I'm ready.
To return peace to this city, you must declare martial law.
Topside is the real enemy. You have the chance to rally the Undercity together. Your symbol. So what are you planning?
Watch it all burn.
You felt it, haven't you?
The arcane is waking up.
Sometimes taking a leap forward means leaving a few things behind.